What's up, everybody? Ooh, spiky hair. Spiky head. Damn. What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. Since we last spoke, I had to leave because I felt it was really important to grow a beard. That's all I could get, but I think I finally feel worthy of streaming again. Just kidding. I'm just joking. I was gone for a long time because my friend is visiting. There's currently 3 dudes in a single bedroom household. Make it make sense. I don't know, but I promised I'd let him stay, so he's here for a few weeks. We're gonna draw today. I spent the last few weeks trying to do a workshop launch. That was a lot of work, but we're done now. First cohort begins in a couple weeks, and I want to warm up. I want to get limber, get fresh before doing that, because I don't want to teach without being warm. So I've been sketching a lot recently, been drawing a lot of mannequins, a lot of mannequins. Trying to get my anatomy game on lock. So we're doing a video about that coming up, just practicing perspective and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see what we're doing. Today we're gonna do a drawing from imagination, of course. Hey, what up, everybody? But we're gonna do a daily highlight. I'm gonna do my day, see what I can come up with as for my day, and I'm gonna try to work constructive. Yo, what up, Fee 50 from? Let's see. So let me do a little bit of imagining. So I'm imagining a scene. I went to an improv workshop today. I'm imagining doing a scene from that workshop where it was sort of like there's a crime scene. There's a person standing here. I was next to them, standing like this. I'm a tall fella, so it was like there. And then we were pretending. This is all improvised, you know, all fake. Don't worry. There was a body here, though. There was a body like this in our make-believe world. On the ground, had a little problem with having a knife in them. And then, as I created the scene, as I imagined in my little make-believe world, there was a counter here that I pretended to butter toast at. It was quite funny. Anyway, you witnessed a murder. So I pretended, actually, in this scene, I was the guy who did the... wait, pause. I did the murder. Biggie, what up? Always streaming when I gotta sleep soon. Can you give us a become Kim Jung Gi tutorial fast in 5 minutes ideally? Should I let you know in 50 years, but we're trying. Anyway, so that was the scene. And then a detective walks in. So I'm gonna try to build out this scene with this general look in mind, something like this. And we have the perspective already kind of suggested, like that. We can maybe add, well, if this is a kitchen, then maybe this is a room. So we'll have the detective enter a room like that, kitchen paraphernalia all around. That's kind of the scene I want to do. Let's see. Clipped. Oh, man. Staying bald, Viggy. Playing piano at 1 a.m. is a crazy thing to do, but that tells me you don't live in an apartment. Hey, thank you, Viggy. I will try to... Being the goat's tough. It's a tough burden. All right, let's try this. So, let's begin with the people. Let's begin with me. Looking down. Like, oh. The hardest part is the beginning because you don't have very much to work off of. So you're more so trying to hope that you're not making any decisions that are cementing you into something. So far, I've yet to sort of establish the perspective, because the perspective doesn't need to be established by the head. It is established by the body, because the body has to stand straight. The head can be independent of the floor. So what I'm really going to do is try to be precise with these and construct more. It's a weakness. It's something I've been avoiding just out of, I don't know, ego probably, being like, I don't need to construct. I got to construct, bro. If you want to level up, I mean, Macario will say this, Phi. Macario constructs all the time. So I'm trying to get into my good habits bag, because do you want to pretend to be good or actually do the things that'll be good? So I'm going to get into trying to create more solid mannequins, maybe create some dynamism on these mannequins by having them not parallel. Maybe I add some character to this by being like, what could he do? Like, yeah, something like this. Like, so the joke of the skit we were doing was that I was like a suspect for this murder, except I clearly committed it. You had to be there. It was great. But, so I'm gonna, this is not a real daily highlight, everybody. I'm gonna be for real. Well, I'm being not for real. I did not stab someone today. So, common mistake I have is I don't make the mannequin long enough. Once you have the hips right here, like somewhere around this pelvis, just double the length of the entire body. One, just sort of gauge that, boom, and then go, boom, take that and move it down here. That's where the body will end. I always shorten it too much, but the legs are long, man. They take up half your body. So, and I'm also trying to, really, if you keep it simple at this stage and give things a little bit of a natural curvature, natural, like nobody stands stiff straight. So notice how this pelvis tilts downward a bit. This one tilts up, this head tilts down. Maybe these legs will be leaning or slightly resting, just very slight. These little things will give the mannequin a sense of actual like believability, because otherwise it's almost like poorly animated games where the characters just stand in a T pose and look elsewhere when they're not like on screen. Well, I guess that's not a poorly animated game. Every game does that. But so we have this, and I'm like, oh shoot. What would my other hand be doing? Oh shoot. I'm also trying to act a little bit here. Hey, President Regal of Axum is also left-handed. What's up, dude? Yo, Genjo Star with the otter. Hell yeah. Someone says, what's the best drawing resources, though? I mean, there's a lot. It really depends. Best is pretty relative to your weakness and your specific learning styles, and the best resource is the one you actually use. My book's useless if it's not read. So whatever gets you drawing. That's always why I think for anybody trying to be a teacher online and stuff like that, I mean, this is kind of just not, it's a self self-report. It's like, I'm not the best drawing teacher, but if I inspire you to draw, I'm doing my job. You know? Hey, what up, Trey Trey? Good night, Trey Trey. Yeah, I should be asleep. It's called the Daily Highlight, though. Liar or killer, choose. Oh, shoot. I'm not gonna lie. That's for damn sure. That was a lie. I lie. I sometimes lie. I lied the other day. I told my friend this is the friend who's staying with me right now. I don't know why I did it. He looked inside a cafe and he thought it was cool. So I said, I've been there. I never went there, but I think I needed that, like, I wanted him to think I go to cool cafes. And then I felt bad instantly. I was like, why did I say that? And then I felt guilty. And the longer I felt bad, the more guilty I felt, because I could have told him, I'm kidding, I don't know why I said that. But then it was like 30 seconds had passed, and I'm like, at this point, if I don't tell him now, it'll be too long to not tell him, because I'm not going to tell him like 2 minutes from now, hey, I lied 2 minutes ago about that weird remark about the cafe. And I thought about that, but processing it took longer than 30 seconds. So by the time I decided I should have said it, didn't say it. And now I live with a lie. And he's not here right now. He's on a walk. So you guys know that, but he doesn't. And when he shows up here, don't tell him I said that. I'm gonna go to the grave with that now, because I can't tell him now. It's too weird. Now I don't know why. Clearly I want his approval, because I don't know why. It was a white lie. I did visit the cafe of the same name in a different branch, just not the one he thought was epic. So maybe he's... Nope. I'd say observing helped me exponentially. Observing does help. Constructing and drawing through also helps, so let's do so. Speaking of, let's construct let's construct a little, why don't we? Let's get this. Foreshortening is something I'm having trouble with, which is nice because Michael Hampton's about to release a video on it. Trying to figure out it's just I think it's hard to get your mind to shorten something when we see it all the time at a certain length. So here I went for mannequinization, but in a pose I'm more unfamiliar with. I went for a shape that I'm more expecting, and then I can add contours. There's sort of different ways to arrive at form. One more constructive and one more shape-based, and then work your way back. Both sort of get you there. Who's dead on the floor? It was my roommate who kept taking donuts out of my fridge. This is in the story. This is not real life. My roommate, who's my brother, is currently in the other room. So not to fret, guys. I didn't turn over a dark leaf, if that's the expression. Now let's make sure that these ellipses have to be aligned. So everything here has to be aligned like that. This contour has to be aligned down the middle. You don't want your form to start slipping and skewing. Very easy to do. But as long as we're aware, we might be able to slow the roll. So let's see. So we have the head there. I think I could overlap. I think the head might even be I could have overlapped it more with the chest, but Tom Fox will say to always try to hide detail will make something look more realistic rather than showing all of it. But it's, again, our tendency to draw in order to be able to stop thinking about it and like reduce the cognitive load. We want to show everything. Flattens the drawing usually, but I'm not Tom Fox. If I could do it better, I would. Here's hands, I guess. Yeah. Let's do more. His hand would be splayed out. Oh, he has a donut. He died with the donut in hand. Trick for drawing ellipses. You see we have the person standing at this angle. This is the 3-point perspective. This is the vertice of the like lines coming up from the floor. Your ellipse will always be thinnest on the axis the plane of the ellipse is perpendicular to. So this is going up. Imagine if we have this pen and you're dropping a ring onto the pen. That is the minor axis. The ring, the pen, the line the ring would drop onto is the minor axis. So, hey Kate, I'm streaming. I mean, you imagine this glass of grape juice here. Notice how, as we turn this right here, like this part and this part will become thinner. As we turn it, it's becoming thinner along this axis. You can imagine that there's a line following through like this. Maybe easier to see like this, coming through. The angle, the point is, the minor axis, the thinnest part of your ellipse is always going to follow the perspective that is perpendicular to it. So here is my minor axis. Therefore, that's where there's my perspective. That's where the minor axis is. I'm glad I'm talking on live stream, because if I mumble and flail around my words this much in my workshop, I'm cooked. So here we go. Boom. I've had a lot of mental fog recently, just because of how much I've been moving. I'm going to New York tomorrow too. This is a very hectic time, but I'm hoping I'll have some time to lock in before the workshop begins, because it's my first workshop and I want to make sure. I know it'll be a great learning experience regardless, but I want to make sure I'm tapped into my best like lecturing ever. I want to teach so good. Some of you guys who are doing the workshop might be watching right now, so hope you guys are enjoying the experience so far. I know we haven't begun, but we made a Discord server for students to meet each other beforehand, do a little drawing challenge, and yeah, anywho. So there's the body pointing up. There's me. What was I wearing? I was wearing some baggy pants. So my tendency is to jump in right away. Let's slow it down, bro. Let's flesh out the scene. I always do this. I always build out that's the habit of drawing straight from imagination. I want to go straight to the detail, but let's work. What I'm showing you guys now is the better way to do drawings from imagination and just improve your drawings at all. Drawing from imagination is sort of like, let's say, a performance. Do it every once in a while, but if you're always performing on stage every day, you're not actually going to improve your acting. You're not going to actually improve. You got to go and rehearse the script and go over and over again, and only perform as a checkpoint, check mark, rather than the like base way of drawing. What I mean when I say drawing from imagination, I mean direct drawing. Sorry, I mean direct drawing. Drawing from imagination is still constructing like this. It's just that I get into the habit of drawing like the scene straight without construction drawing. That's a cool trick, but it's not great for learning, because you're just missing out on so much deeper thinking. It's not an IRL workshop. Genjo Star. It's an online workshop that this cohort sold out, but the next one's coming right there, September 16th. It'll begin cohort number 2. Now those are already 13 out of 20 or 25 seats. More than half the seats are already sold. So yeah, you'll look out for that. Join my waitlist. First link in the description. If you want to be a part of the next one, it's not cheap and it's not easy, but join if you want to learn. I don't know. Okay, this person is going to be in a more dynamic pose. Let's have them more bent over like this. That. This guy's a real salesman. Hey, I worked retail and I worked for commission. You gotta lock in if you're trying to make that bag. But I'm coming off of like a week of writing emails about this course, so that sales language is in my brain now. Okay, so this mannequin is bending over, pretty close to the body. Let's say something like this. Oh yeah, I forgot. There we go. This person's sort of dangerously close to this body, tampering with the evidence. Like what? Looking longer handle. Good call. What would I do without you guys? Here we go. What would they be doing? They'd be bracing, probably with a hand on the hip. Like this. Like this. Like what? But what else will they do? He's going under the tape. Ooh. I don't like this hand. Under the tape, huh? Maybe. So what do they do? Grab the tape. Grabbing the tape, like lifting up. Lifting up the tape. Yeah, let's try that. Going under the tape. That means we have some, let's say, all right, let's just say we have, what do they have? Just poles? Okay, I guess we're not indoors anymore. That's the cool thing, is the stories will change as your ideas expand and you figure out more about your scene. Again, when we're thinking about the ellipses, this subtle, but these ones, if there's a 3-point perspective, which there generally is going to be, now the ellipse angle has slightly changed, right? If it's not on the exact same perspective line as this one, it's going to slightly change. Pretty imperceptible here, but just something to keep in mind, the technicalities. meaning it's going to get widest. The important thing about the ellipse is that, let's say we have perspective going this way and going this way. What this means is somewhere on these two lines, this will be the thinnest. These two represent the minor axis. That's cool, but that doesn't really help us until you recognize that the minor axis is a direct correlation to the major axis, which is always going to be represented by the plus sign, right? So you find the plus sign on any perspective line, and you can find your ellipse because it's going to be thinnest along this angle, and exactly 90 degrees is going to be widest on there. And now they're symmetrical on either side. And then you have perfect ellipses. Or as far, I really don't know if they're perfect, but these have given me more accurate ellipses and way easier than anything else. You just make sure it's widest 90 degrees, or it's widest at the opposite of the direction of the perspective. And then to get the depth of your cylinder, it's going back there. And this has really helped me to draw ellipses more intuitively, because I just imagine, look, once you decide the thinnest part, you can imagine the thickest part's 90 degrees. You can create your ellipses. And then if you want to draw those like tires, you just imagine that the thinnest part continues to be on this line. Therefore, the widest parts always will be 90 degrees, no matter if they're smaller or bigger. And this will help you to start sort of getting that those complex ellipses a bit more regularly. It's a bit easier. I used to have a hard time aligning my ellipses. If you looked back at my sketches just from like maybe a few months ago, or especially when this YouTube channel started, it's like difficulty with figuring out how to get your ellipses to feel accurate. But now that pattern makes it a lot easier. And then you can start sort of building these out without construction, because you know the pattern that would keep things right, which is they must be thin along that same axis, and therefore they must be wide 90 degrees. Anywho, who prompted the murder scene? We were playing a game called like, hey Prince, I'm on live stream. I'm on live. No more remarks that are gonna get people in trouble.
He's not gonna get the people in trouble.
You wanna say hi?
Yeah.
Let's see how many people we got. Let's see. I don't know how many.
36.
36. What up? Hold on. These numbers have dropped. They used to be 100.
300.
100. No, I don't have motion like that.
Hey, it always starts high. You know, I don't feel how cold it is.
It is cold. Damn.
Ooh, is that somebody's drawing?
Prince, I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
I lied to you the other day.
What?
You know the other day when we passed Cafe Olympico? The other night when we were walking, and you were like, what's that cafe?
You lied about the cafe.
I lied about, and you looked inside, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then I said, yeah, I've been there. I didn't go there. I don't know why I said I went there.
That's a bad lie.
Well, I think I wanted you to think I went to cool places.
Okay, but then now all we got to do is just go to the same cafe.
Well, here's the thing. It was like a white lie because I went to one like it. I went to a different Cafe Olympico.
Okay, that's not a lie. You can just be like,
I didn't go to that one, and that's why when you said, so he caught me because he said, yo, is there, it seems like it goes on the roof. And I was like, no, it doesn't. And he was like, and he found the staircase to the roof. He was like, are you sure? And I was like,
Yeah.
And I felt guilty.
What is it? We'll just go to the cafe, and now we can say we went there. All right.
Someone said we got a motion thug. Are they calling you a thug?
Yeah, I got motion, right? Y'all want to see the T? Hold on.
Okay.
Look at that.
He knows Lil Wayne. Oh, hold on. Are these not?
Hey, nah.
Chat, is this racist?
Ooh, slide back in a black coffee. Yeah.
Slide back in a...
Yeah. Do I look cool in glasses, though? These are fake.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically his.
Well, don't reveal that those are fake. I don't wear fake glasses.
The blue light.
I don't wear fake rims.
Come on.
Yeah, pretty good, though. Pretty
These
nice.
screens is killing us,
That's true.
What y'all doing?
We're drawing a murder scene.
Oh.
This is what I did in improv today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who's this? The killer?
I was a killer. That's me.
Ooh. Hey, you got good hair, though.
I know. Thank
He's
you.
lying. His hairline is not like this. It's a lie.
It's all makeup.
I see you guys.
Anyway, they say the glasses are nice. Wow, guys.
Thank you.
Don't glaze anyone else but me on this
Please,
chat.
please, glaze me. I
All
need
right.
it.
Shh. Enjoy Prince. That's Prince, everybody. He's been a long-time friend of mine. Back in my... him and I worked retail together. Hold on. I didn't even bring snacks. Didn't even bring snacks. I don't know why you would. But who knows Lil Wayne? If one of you guys know Lil Wayne, connect us. Connect me, bro. Anyway, I talked about ellipses. Talked about my friend Prince. Let's draw, dude. What is this? Boom, boom. All right. Contours are contouring. So it's the details here, like, that I'm getting caught into, that you just don't need to get caught into. But I'm not living by my advice that hands cooked. Doesn't really matter. None of that matters. Okay, so we have now established sort of a broader scene. What I could do is start throwing in some... So the good thing about that perspective thing is, like, if you really want to get a sense of depth, your 3-point perspective is going to come into play as the scene builds out sideways, right? Because what these curved lines mean is how space basically reacts, or the perspective lines reveal your position in the world, because wherever the line becomes straight, for example right here, indicates, it essentially points back to the camera. This indicates that the camera is on this line if we had a mirror pointing at it. If we could see, wow, I'm not speaking good. The camera is directly pointing straight to here, and the fact that these lines turn left and these lines turn right tell us that this is everything toward the right side of the camera, and this is everything to the, this is everything to the right side of the camera, this is everything to the left side of the camera. So as we move this way, objects will start to turn out. So what that means is we have this, this line here. If we add a trash bin in the foreground, the trash bin would have a minor ellipse, minor axis on this line, have a major axis on the opposite, like this. So if I wanted to thin that out, it would be something like this. And maybe it could go, who knows, off, depending on how low it's going to be, it could go off the page. If we want to add that sort of trash bin texture, we could. If we want to give it a lid, some overlap can be nice in your scene to, let's add more, but this time we're not going to do a small garbage bin, we're going to do one of those big ones with the, and you see how we're just following the grids of our perspective out. Once we start a scene, it gives us, the mannequin gave us the grid for the entire scene. You just didn't really like know it at the time, or maybe you did. Who's to say what you knew and didn't? I didn't know it at the time. But now we can use the single construction, because one object is all you need to tell you where you are relative to the camera. The entire purpose, the entire game in drawing from imagination is you place an object, You decide its orientation, and from there you can decide how the rest of the world should react to it based on the logic you've given that form. So the logic we gave this is that it is perpendicular to the ground. It is parallel. The face planes are parallel to one another. The ground is facing the underside of this rib cage directly flat. And therefore, we can extrude and make assumptions about the perspective and the horizon line. And what I know now is that, oh, if I can see the top of this character's shoulders, the horizon line must be higher. I don't know where yet, but I could follow out this pattern. See the pattern of the curve here, pattern of the curve here should match, and eventually we'll reach a point where the curve, when duplicated and consistently converged, will reach a straight line. Now you see we found the straight line vertically and the straight line horizontally. This is important because it reveals what I'm going to call the center of vision. Two straight line. If you find the straight line in the vertical axis of objects going, I guess it would be technically, yeah, vertical axis. If you find your perspective lines that are sort of curving away from a point and you find where it straightens out, you've revealed your horizon line. If you find the 3-point perspective dot, the one underneath you, and it turns straight, you found your center line. Imagine the center line as the same thing as the horizon line, but 90 degrees flipped. Because we don't just see above and below, we also see left to right. Right? So once you find that, this tells you everything you need to about your scene, because now I know everything up here is up and to the right of me, everything here is up and to the left, everything here is down and to the left, everything here is down and to the right. So we've now figured out our camera's orientation. Pretty much, I can tell you that, well, yeah, we figured out the camera's orientation. If we want to get specific about this, I could see that I'm standing sort of here, and the camera is directly eye level based on the line. You see it cuts at the top of the head, and it's facing this way, enough to see the character here, like this, and the character on the ground like that. And that's the orientation of our camera. Low-key drawing a randomly angled perimeter on a page and then building a world around that is probably a good exercise. Yeah, absolutely. Just start. That's what the Mega Cube Grid is for. You draw a box, and then you just keep adding boxes around it. Like, I do that quite often with like here. I drew this plane, and then I just drew more planes out. The entire thing is, before you can really try to draw from imagination or draw a thing like an animal or a person, try to just make convincing space. That should be, in the class I'm teaching, that's the first step. Before you even worry about, sort of like if you're going to build a Lego castle, before you even build Lego castles, learn to stick 2 blocks together, pull them apart, stack them, like learn to play with the blocks before you worry about what you're going to make with the blocks. Before you can play a song on a piano, learn the notes. So this is nothing. It's just representing space. How long do you draw every day? That's dependent on my schedule. I think I feel so blessed to say I can draw when I want. Oh, my bad. I feel really blessed to say I can draw when I want and do pretty much work at my schedule now. So my friend's been visiting for the last couple weeks, and I've still been drawing quite a bit recently, but I've taken a longer break from drawing, which is nice because I don't want to, I don't know. I mean, it's one thing to, like, I watch Darth Luigi and I'm like, yeah, I admire someone who can lock in and draw 12 hours a day. But it's also nice to have the freedom not to do that and not treat my art like I still have to super hustle. Like my aspiration is still to draw as best as I can. But I think I've recently recognized the value of enjoying your journey there. Because I used to go, like, if I'm not drawing 7 hours a day, I'm useless and I suck and I'm never going to make a career in art. Now it's like, yeah, I mean, I get to do it at my own pace. So that's nice. So how much are you okay, bro? You look kind of stressed. Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. I need to take a break. No, so recently, let's say, okay, so you caught me on a good drawing week because this was all... So yeah, this was the last 2 days. So I drew in the last couple days, 2 days, this is 48 hours. So, but yesterday I was flipping out at this restaurant while Prince and my brother were eating. I was like, I need to draw, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to lock in. So this was 2 days. So I drew a lot in the last 2 days. But then the last... Oh, no, that was... So in the last week, I've drawn... This was 3 days ago. Okay, I've drawn a lot in the last week because I'm nervous about my workshop. And also I just realized I do get just angst if I don't draw. I think it's sort of like... It's been a habit in my life for so long that if I'm not drawing, I just feel that something is wrong. And so, yeah, I'm drawing a lot now. Anywho, let's build this out. So we've got some information. Let's figure out where this string leads to. I think maybe we have a street lamp. Do we have another street lamp or... what else could we do? Let's do a sort of one of those like car blockers or just those metal poles that are at street corners for some reason. I think it's to stop cars from ramming into people. Tension on that pulls it out. I mean, that's a pretty long pole to tie the police sign to, but who knows? Who knows what the police get up to? Whatever, that works. We don't gotta be perfect. Anyway, so now this person has a donut, and who knows? Let's do some. Oh no, let's draw out this scene. Is this Moleskine also? Do you still do Challenge 52? No, I do exercises from Challenge 52, but I didn't think when Athor and I were talking about it, I didn't think I would finish it as I realized that there's just other things that I'm more focused on right now. And I think it's not my... I mean, it's not a bad thing to spend your time on. It would definitely be improving my art a lot. It's just something I'm not doing right now. If you're doing that, I admire you, and I'm glad you're still sticking with it. Because now you're past the stage where it's just a thing people are doing. It's like now you're committed. You've been working. Pants is something I want to study a bit more because I feel like my pants always... And then here's the thing. When you guys... I'm trying to make everything a lesson, apparently. I'm trying to get in my teaching bag, guys. When you guys feel this way, where you're drawing from imagination and you go, I wish I knew what to do with pants. In that moment, find reference. Don't wait for, I'm drawing from imagination right now. I don't want to look. This is exactly the moment that education presents itself. If you're a self-taught artist, that right there, if you're going, man, I don't know what to think right now when I'm trying to draw this silhouette of the pants, look for a reference. So I'm going to try to find some. And as always, I mean, my go-to is usually Kim Jung Gi, but we can mix it up and we can look at other artists. Now, this is a nudie book from Kim Jung Gi, so I'm not going to use that. But let's look at how Dong Ho Kim would do it. Thanks, Prince. Good night, man. Let's look at maybe what Dong Ho Kim would do. Now, I wish there was just a like pure sketchbook from Mr. Kim, but what I mean by that is like I want to see just his drawings from imagination, and because a lot of these are observational, and I think they draw a little bit differently when they're designing from their imagination. But let's see, we got some pants there. Just a little bit of reference can go a long way. So I'm going to go with this. These aren't the pants I was wearing, but I think just finding something cool. I always want to go for internal lines, but again, another thing from the Tom Fox Draws clothing book, it's like, be hesitant, be very careful when you're putting internal lines. The more lines you put, the more you're cementing yourself into a texture and a form that you might not actually want to suggest or not be intentional about suggesting. So let's see how they do shoes too. Strong shapes is what I found. So really getting that bulbous. That's another, my mind's jumping all over the place, and there's so many ideas that you have to contend with and sort of work to help all look cohesive. But another thing is finding the base shape of something and exaggerating it. That's how Kim Jung Gi is really able to make every animal seem so alive. Is he's simplified the shape of a hyena, for example, and really pushed its shape language. So if it's round, make it rounder. If it's triangular, make it triangular. So let me, while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to try to expand on that and play with it myself. And yeah, I think this is a bit more indicative of how I'd recommend, how I study. So right now I'm not really doing the, like trying to do a drawing for imagination for you guys. I'm trying to show how I'm studying, because I think that's ultimately, I've been thinking about what direction to orient myself as I make videos and stuff, because they take a lot of time, and I'm like, how should I think the best way is to just be honest as how I am as a student. Hope I learn in the meantime. But yeah, so I'm jumping around for that reason. I'm just going to see, hey, Sky, what's up? I'm going to explain concepts as they come up to me. Tiger, square head, very round ears. And the important thing is the shape design and then the proportions. Now, I might have gotten the proportions wrong. And it's usually going to be one of those two things. If your shape design is wrong or your proportion is wrong, proportion's much more important to get right, because shape design is more of a style choice. Proportion generally is pretty make or break. So the main idea here is there's no thing I'm trying to necessarily show you guys. I'm just trying to experiment while it's fresh in my head about what separates one animal from another animal. And right now, just by looking at Dong Ho Kim's shoes, I was reminded of that aspect that I somewhat ignore or don't bring to the forefront often. So I'm trying to take some time to think about that idea in isolation right now. Maybe I should label it, exaggerate. I think it would be something, if we're going to boil it down to a principle, is identify and exaggerate. So identify what it is that makes something look the way it does. And that innately is comparative. If I say what makes something look the way it does, you have to say how it separates itself from others, right? Like, well, this shirt is not like my other shirts because it's a green shirt. I don't know. I think I can't find an example for it, but the point is, you identify the differences and then you exaggerate those differences so that when someone looks at a tiger, you go, hey, that's boxy. When someone looks at a hyena, you go, hey, that's way more round in its shape language. And if you get really good at that, you'll be able to create. And if you don't know how to get the stylization that you like, you reference books, right? Look at that, tiger. So we got the round ears, but I think Kim Jung Gi went for a lot more of a triangular shape language with tigers. As I'm looking through, he draws tigers a lot. As I'm looking through the book, I'll probably scroll onto one soon, hopefully. They seem to have a lot more triangular shapes than they do square shapes. Yeah, and I think it's a square base, but triangular sort of cheek whiskers, whatever they're called. So, and then the pigs, trapezoidal shape generally, diamond-like. Bears, got that square shape language we're talking about. Wow, but I see the animals always do have cheek fur sort of sprouting. Sprouting seems like a bad choice of words. Let's see what we can do here. Cool, and then, but a little bit of, anyway, this is how my drawing sessions usually go, is I'm just sketching, and then it's about the time you take to just think about art. Like, I'm not thinking about anything else right now, and I'm going to improve because I've thought about this, and I think if you can't design well without just spending a lot of time thinking about the craft. And then if you just think about it, even if you're not drawing, if you're just thinking about it, you're bound to make some improvement. I think the difference in a hyena, why its head's so much rounder, is because it doesn't have fur. So that's another thing, is fur affects the base shape. So I think that means dogs usually will have a rounder, short-haired dogs will, if they don't have hair, they're going to have a stronger, rounder jaw, whereas animals with hair, like foxes, coyotes, wolves, what have you, are going to have more of the triangular shape. So I would suspect a panther is going to have, like a puma, is going to have much more of this round shape language, like that, whereas the tiger that we just looked at is going to have much more of that, while the underlying skull shape is the same. So that's I think that's interesting. I'm glad I'm aware of that now, because I think you could draw them largely the same. Slight differences, of course, not that I'm aware of. I suspect there are slight differences, but I think the main difference will be that a puma won't have any fur on the sides to affect its silhouette. So something to, anyway, I mean, nobody asked this, by the way. Bro, you're drawing with your left hand. I am. I can kind of draw with my right hand too, just not. I've practiced long enough to be able to write things. Let's see how my handwriting is. Oh. Okay. It used to take all my cognitive effort. I haven't done in months, but that's aight. Late hours. Hey, Zelinky, what up? We're drawing with my right hand now. We're seeing how it is. So I can't do long lines yet because I'm stabilizing with my pinky. But my general wrist control, the thing is, even if Karl Kopinski is drawing with his non-dominant hand sometimes. Even if your drawing's poor, if you understand the principles of perspective, you're still going to create drawings with depth. It's just going to look like a line style, frankly. right? As long as you're going in the right direction. Let's see if I can get my ellipses correct. See, that's wrong, by the way. If you follow the ellipse, as I used to think you had to follow the ellipse in accordance to the vanishing points on the horizon line. And I'd think, midpoint. And the ellipse would go like this. I thought it would be like that. That's wrong. That's wrong. The ellipse that matters, the way you frame your ellipse, is it follows the up and down lines. See these lines. So you find the convergence here and here. Match that difference. Boom. And then match that difference up there. Boom. You find that pattern. Going through the center of this, the ellipse has to be minor axis here, and then 90 degrees is that way. So subtle, but no, it's not helping that I'm drawing with my non-dominant hands. Subtle, but will make a huge difference later down the line. Because when the perspective changes a lot, you're going to need to know that. So, good morning, I have a shift in 6 hours. You could probably find a ton of these hidden patterns in the work, lots of knowledge. I assume you're talking about Kim Jung Gi. How to draw a crocodile. I don't really know, but let's try. I think a crocodile, low-key, is just a long triangle with a longer cylinder attached to it, like this, and then some bumps on the nose, like that. And then if you want to draw, and then you just sort of see if you can get the front plane, give some teeth on the front plane, add some texture on the top, and then as for the back of the head, I don't really know. Actually, I drew a crocodile in one of my most recent thumbnails as a study, so I shouldn't just give you a cop-out answer like I don't know. I kind of know. I can't draw it very well, but let's see. It's got a curved back, so I wouldn't think of this back just as a block. It's more like a block with a sort of cylindrical top and even a cylindrical side. They got some mass on the side. Along the top, you want to add some contours and follow some spikes along those tracks, like this. And the cylinder, the tail can be drawn as a big organic volume where you're making sure that your cylinder still has unbelievable form by following these tracks all the way down, keeping them at the top of the cylinder. And then they've got pretty weird, let's add a mouth. And I think it has like a weird, like I don't really know how the mouth attaches, but something like this. If we add some ambient occlusion, it'll push the depth and also draw our eyes to a focal point. I wouldn't add ambient occlusion everywhere. I'd make it mainly where we want the audience to look. And this way we can start creating actually some appeal and some sort of like rendering to our drawing. And then the limbs are really just these flat cylinders. So you can again think in contours. Pepe Le Pew. My friend keeps saying that as well. Don't know what that means. If it's a bad term, I'm sorry. Pepe Le Pew. Don't know what that means. And boom. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of a crocodile. It's not the best crocodile, but I kind of believe it. And just to create some depth, let's what was I looking for? Wasn't I doing something before this? Oh yeah, I was drawing a scene. I'm drawing a crocodile. It's good. I wanted to do this live stream just to get back on the talking while drawing. Just feel, I don't know, I just had some, technically I didn't have free time, but I did what I said I guess I do have free time. I'm finding out I like to work as a default. So, because it kind of doesn't feel like work. It feels like just building a cool thing. It's cool to launch the workshop. It was cool to make videos. Recently, I've been really trying to, I mean, it's been hard to not get cooked by the YouTube algorithm. I feel kind of bad about what I'm making because nobody watches it, but it's okay. You guys are real ones. Do you see the chat just on a monitor in front of you? Yeah, it's on a, like, I see my live stream, then I see the chat. Let's see. How's it going, Evan? Good to see you, man. Is the pre-booking for the second workshop still open? Unfortunately not. It was open for a week. You had to be on the wait list. You had to be on the email list to find out. But how to draw fish teeth? I can't struggle. I don't know. I have no clue. What to do when stuck and can't find proportions ourselves when drawing stiff positions, figuring out ourselves, taking a lot of time without a teacher. Yeah, drawing takes a lot of time without a teacher. The sky, yes, the minor axis aligns with the length of the cylinder. Good way to say that. I'm gonna take that. What to do when stuck and can't find proportions ourselves. If you can't find proportions yourself, that's the only issue you should focus on. If it's taking a long time, it's because you're not identifying the problem correctly. Because truly, once you figure out why you can't identify proportions, it should be able to be ironed out within like a week. What you're probably doing is throwing in a bunch of extra skills that isn't proportion identification. If you want to isolate proportion identification, do silhouette drawing, do shape matching. That is literally just forcing your eye to focus only on copying A to A. So copying 1 to 1. So if I do this shape, proportion identification is the ability to look and sort of break down little areas that will help you. So for example, you go, how do I decide the length of this? And the good way to practice this is to not do 1 for 1, is to do 1 to 2, which means make it twice the length. Because now it's forcing me to look at this angle and think, how am I going to match this angle? Well, in my head, I can imagine the line and I can compare the distance between the line here and the line here, see that they're parallel. Now I know that this line is fine. So in my head, this is now a strong starting point to build the rest. And then the next thing is, what do I need to look for? Well, I can sort of imagine this is a 90-degree angle. So I just need to draw a line from here along this angle. But the question is, how far? Because that's too long. You guys can tell that's too long. So how long does this line need to be to here? This is proportion identification. We're saying if this is 1 unit, how many units is this? And this takes some work, but you can go, well, if this was drawn out here, it's a rectangle, not a square. A square is 1 to 1. So if it looked like this, that would be 1 to 1, but it's not. So then we can imagine, okay, if this is 1 to 1, but then this is cut by almost a third, therefore, if this was 1 to 1, it would look like that. I'm going to go somewhere like that. It's more like 0.6 to 1. I don't know if these numbers are helping or just confusing more, but this is sort of how I think. And almost from the eye test, from looking, if I look directly down at this, it maybe is more like that. And then you just start doing a bunch of things too. And notice how in this box it touches that curve. So if I did something like this, and I touch this curve, and then, so you just do a bunch of things that are going to help you to identify some shape correctly, and this is purely proportion isolation. You see I'm getting cooked in this a little bit, but it's also not hugely important that you are perfect. It's the fact that you can correct yourself as you draw. Can you draw a baddie? Bro, I wish. Let me try. What kind of baddie? I don't want to step on anyone's toes here. You describe the baddie, I'll draw him. Maybe an occlusion is the best thing to make something look instantly 3D. I recorded a video on that, but I'm glad you said that, because I recorded a video on that and I was like, no one's gonna care. So guys, I'm in a rut. Someone said I looked stressed earlier. I am. I'm in my head. I'm chasing vanity metrics now. I'm trying to lock in. Be that kid in the basement again. What do you do when you're stuck? You can't find proportions. Oh, I just read that. Been super busy. My wedding is this weekend, man. Congratulations. You legend. W's in the chat for Evan getting married. You legend. A wedding, man. That's amazing. I don't know what weddings are like. I've never been there, but I paid for the pre-booking class yesterday. Was that too late? You're fine. I keep making mistakes with the payment and not closing the things. So you can pre-book for the next class now. You just can't. The class now is filled out. The pre-booking for the next class, if you manage to find it from an email and it's still somehow open, I don't care if you pre-book for the next class. I'm going to shut it down ASAP, but you got to understand, I'm not organized at all. I'm pretty lost. If you looked around my room, you would know, if you're a relative of mine, you know that I'm the least organized person you know. So all this is throwing me off. I don't know about this online stuff. I get confused and it overwhelms me a little bit. So if you've somehow managed to find the class, you know what, go ahead. I'd love to have you in my class anyway, so it's not end of the world for me to well, I appreciate you pre-booking that. And yeah, that'll come September. Of course, when he says pre-booking, these are refundable deposits. They're just a way to ensure that you get first pick at the class, because what happened was the class sold out and then people who maybe just wanted in couldn't get in. So if you don't want to miss out, you just save your seat basically. And then if you find out nearer to the date that you're not available, you get your money back. It's just a way to save your seat. Except if you don't put sort of the money where your mouth is, it's like anyone would say, hey, save me a seat, and then it would just cook up the whole thing. Anyway, think about picking up Rembert's new Proco course. You should. That looks so good. I think I unplugged something. I should probably do some courses now, but I find that I just don't finish online courses. I've liked mentorships a lot more because I think I like working with someone in person, not just on a call. That's why I've done mentorships rather than courses. But the practical perspective course, man, legendary. I might even get it. I just know myself. I'm not going to go through it right away. But who knows? Maybe I should get it. I'm hoping it's possible we're going to have a Rembert Montal collab some point. It's in the works. So hopefully. I'm trying to get... actually, I don't want to tell you guys. It's too good of an idea. We're not going to talk about it. No! No! Oh, I just got guys. Remember, just in the chat. Just said, nah, it's not happening. All right, never mind. You heard it directly from him, Rembert himself. It's not happening. No collab. Man, that's why you gotta watch what you say. See, this happened. This is like when I told Prince that I went to that cafe and I didn't. I gotta stop with these white lies. I'm getting got. Yes. All right, we recovered. Yes, let's do it. Oh, hell yeah. Well, in that case, I'm glad I wasn't like, no, don't get the course. See? I'm a real one. Yeah, the goat. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. Hell yeah, yeah. The course is looking great. Bro, you did an art consultation with me like a year ago when your channel was a lot smaller. I hope you're well for real. Well, I hope you're well too. Lenny. Is your name Lenny? Because I kind of remember a Lenny, but I might just be gaslighting myself here. Did you go to Sheridan? Someone asked me my name. My name is Tyrion. It is Lenny. Are you Lenny? Are you blonde? What's your name, bro? My name's Tyrion. Okay, let's add some. Well, Rembert, I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're here. I've been watching, man. I as a fan, I think I speak for everybody when I say I would love if you did more live streams and did more drawing on live. Loved your video with it's not Alex Benjamin. Ryan Benjamin. I've been watching a lot of the Kim Jung Gi streams, and we're in dire need of more Drawing from Imagination live streams from goats. Let's give some cargo pockets. Yes, remember your videos with Ryan are great. The Giant Collab. Yes, I loved it. I like hearing artists talk too. Thank you. I should. I have this entire setup. Absolutely. That'd be so cool. I've been wanting to sort of collaborate with artists and do a joint like board or something and do the same prompts together. I think that would be cool. Or bring on, I had this idea to do something with like, so Tom Fox just released a book on clothing, and I thought it would be cool for me to be the layman, like the average artist, and try to draw clothes from imagination, and then he shows based on his entire process and his book and his expertise. Like we have two screens, and then one person does the like, here's how to do it right, and then I try, and then we see how it compares. And yeah, I think for a live format, I think that'll be pretty cool. So that's my way of saying please collaborate with me. We can do practical perspective or whatever. I'm game. When you learn science, there are many things happening in the environment: dispersion, refraction, reflection. So when I see water, there's a lot going on. How do I capture what's important for me? Shoot. That's a good question. When you're trying to figure out what you should capture, I think that's basically what design concerns itself with. And that depends on what the purpose of the art is. I know, like in animation, a lot of the reason animation has its style is because you only draw what's necessary to convey the story. So if your story isn't reliant on like heavy, let's say, detail on hands. You don't make the character's hands needlessly complex. So if you're drawing water studies, you can, decide what you're doing it for. If it's just for personal exploration, do what feels right. And there's no sort of way to tell yourself what you should and shouldn't interpret it as. But if you're making it for if you're making it for a game or making it for an animation, there's a reason that an animated movie, like Adventure Time, doesn't really give its water much detail. It's maybe a color matte and some lines on it. Because if it's not relevant to the grander purpose, you don't have to really worry about it. This arm is way too long. Yeah, I was saying my foreshortening got cooked. Rembert says, not that I'm complaining, but I have a lot of freelance all the time. Oh, yeah, and you can live stream those, eh? I'm working right now. Oh, nice. Did you ever answer what sketchbook brand this is? I'm working with a Moleskine. Anyway, guys, this was, by the way, this was a prompt from this. I'm reenacting a scene that I did in an improv workshop today. Where I didn't even draw the detective. Let's draw a detective. I forgot about that though. Let's do a detective. Let's try to do the clothes in, maybe the detective's further away. Let's do a trench coat. I watched some fashion YouTuber asking people what they wore in New York, and I was like, man, trench coats are kind of cool. So now I wish I remembered. I hate glass vases with water, man. Or glass cups. Its reflections, shadows, and everything have no pattern that I can find. I bet Rembert's Pro class will have something about glass reflections. I wonder. Rembert, if you're listening, can you confirm? Because I've seen, Rembert can work his way around a glass, that's for sure. If you guys have seen, shoot, let me see. I bet I'll find something now. Let's see. Wait, I realized. Did you retire the zebra pen? No, but I've just been working with ballpoint. Let's see if I can find a glass. So my point is, there is a texture with glass. I don't know it, but I think Rembert for sure does. So let's see if I can find something. Let's see. By the way, for those who don't know, I don't know who doesn't know, and sorry, Rembert, if this glaze is making you uncomfortable. we're gonna spend some time on it. We got a legend in the chat right now. This is Rembert Montal. If y'all don't know, he did the storyboards on Valorant. I think the first storyboards, and he has a book. He has a book published by the same publishers as the Super Any books. It's called Figure It Out. Check this out. This guy can draw. He's also an anatomy instructor, or an ex-anatomy instructor at Art Center. Did League of Legends shorts, storyboards. Kind of insane that he's here, so that's pretty crazy. So W's in the chat for Rembert. This is kind of cool. Let's see what we can find. So yeah, there's some skill in the server right now. I wonder if I'll find a glass texture. Wow, look at that. You're too kind. I appreciate that. Thanks, Rembert. Yeah, pretty crazy. So this is where we're trying to go. Got to lock in and see what we can do. I have that book with studying the first person perspective. Legend, Mr. ZB Legend. Okay. Let's see, we got trench coat in the corner. Let's see if I can't do a pose here. I'm trying to be more deliberate with the storytelling and the mannequinization. Really quite it's interesting how if you just don't address a weakness, you're not just gonna get better at it because you've drawn longer. Like if you ignore a fundamental for years, nothing's gonna change about that. You're not just gonna get more skill and the fundamental's gonna get fixed until you actively choose to iron out that weakness. Almost seems like I paid for the ad. No, there's no sponsors happening here. I'm working on the second book this year. Hell yeah. Oh, is it going to be ready by Lightbox? I remember I asked for, I was looking for your book for like years, but I never went to Lightbox, so couldn't get it. But yeah, it is affordable. It is super affordable. Is it tough to get a book published? I know it's self-published. I wonder, is it like a huge project or is it something you can do sort of like over a week or something? Or is it a big ordeal? Depends on how hard I work. Let's see. So trench coats, I think the main thing with a trench coat is it'll have this big old flare. At least that's that noir detective style. See, big. I don't know. I have to make sound effects when I draw. Like, it was a thing I did since I was a kid. I think some people do that. Let me know if you guys do that. I could talk about this for an hour. It's like, it takes a while to get a deal, then test prints, and then the printing itself. Oh, is it not independently published, or I interpret taking a deal as it's published. Oh, I guess it's not independently published. It's correct. I see. From the little I understand about book publishing, it's that you get a deal, but then you have to sell a certain amount before you get royalties on it once you fulfill what you get or something. I'm not going to distract you from your work and make you write about licensing rights on books on a YouTube chat, but I will. I have a bunch of questions I'm saving to ask you when I go to Lightbox. Then I can pick your brain. So we got the notepad out here. Cool. Kind of giving trench coat. Kind of cool. Yeah, it's not self-published. I couldn't ship and track all that. I like this. My name is Ben says, thanks. I don't mind hopping on a call and talk and drawing at the same time. You want to hop on a call right now? I'm down. If you want to hop on live stream, you can gladly do that too. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Here we go. Let's see here, guys. This is a first. I'm gonna see if I can get a live stream guest. I don't know how to do this. Let's see here. Okay, you're gonna get questions from the chat. Hope you're okay with that. I'd say I think I have you on Discord. Let's say I'm gonna search it up. Rembert. Do I? No, I don't think I do. Rembert, can I text you on Instagram for your Discord handle if you use Discord? Do you have Discord? Oh, I see. That's so funny. Yes, I see. You texted me. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh. Hope I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Let's see. I don't know if this can send through. Let me know if it was sent. I think I need... Don't leak the DMs. Yeah, my bad. I shared his course launch. Sorry to leak that, guys. Let me know if you got the request. I think I got it. I think I need your numbers on the end of it. Although it says it's a success. Let's see. Oh shoot. I feel like my students, when I talk to some students, they say they get nervous talking to me because, now this is not a self-glaze, but they're like, man, I watch you on YouTube, I feel like you're a celebrity. That's how I feel right now. Although I see, oh, I was about to leak here. Let's see. Do this. Boom. Oh, cool. Let me see. I'm gonna audio input capture, input, computer. Give me 1 second because I'm gonna get Rembert. Rembert, you're okay being on stream, right? Let me know. You don't have to, of course. But I do think some people are going to want to pick your brain. Rembert Montal is not only in the chat, Vicky. We're gonna get him on call and pick his brain about some things. We're gonna learn from the goats, IRL. Audio capture. Oh, if I can figure out how to do this tech stuff. Application capture? Display capture. Let me do this. Will just be my voice. Of course. Absolutely fine. Let me call you now. Let me see if I got my everything worked out.
Hey, can you hear me?
Rembert, how are you?
Good.
You can hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. Okay, wow. Well, this is cool. This is super cool.
That's cool. I sometimes put it on your stream because
Yeah, it's such a
I
surprise.
like to see what you're doing.
Shoot. Oh, thank you. Okay, I want to talk. I want to just make sure I'm getting, I think I'm speaking on 2 tracks right now. So I'm going to figure
Take your time to set it up. Yeah.
Okay. And you're okay with me streaming your audio on stream as well?
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's do this. Audio capture.
Yeah, take your time. Don't worry.
Okay, sweet. Okay. Oh, I think I got it. Oh, I don't.
I didn't want to hijack your stream, so.
You are not hijacking my stream. You are making my day, man. This is super cool. I know we've met before, but I didn't want to bother you like too much with questions and
No, it's all
Lightbox
good.
is busy.
No, at Lightbox, it's really like I'm just drawing stuff, and you know when you draw a lot, you get into the zone, and then it's kind of hard to talk to people, for me at least. Yeah.
Absolutely. Is it? I'm assuming it's an exhausting time at Lightbox.
You know when you drew for like you got that feeling after drawing for several hours, and your brain is just drained in a way. You need to come back to earth. It's like that's sort of like whenever I finish a session, Christian wants to introduce me to people, and I just like give me like 5 minutes, and I sit alone in a corner, just like trying to like remember where I am.
Yeah. Do you get excited? Still, even though it's exhausting, like, do you get excited drawing in front of people at Lightbox, or does it sort of feel like an obligation because you're at Lightbox?
Oh no, I love doing it. So I drew a lot since April last year till like March this year, and I kind of drew so much that the last month and a half I haven't really drawn as much in my free time, but now I'm doing it again. I mean, I did like at WonderCon and at work I draw, and then my freelance, but for myself I haven't drawn as much. I did draw at the concert of System of a Down a week and a half ago in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was really cool. You just did that on the like outside floor?
Yeah, I did that on the spot there.
Wow.
I like it's pretty surreal. Like at WonderCon, I met the drummer of System of a Down.
Really?
And, yeah, and he invited Christian, a friend of mine, and me to the concert in Las Vegas, and yeah, I'm gonna give him the drawing.
Oh,
It's pretty
wow.
surreal because I love System of a Down as a kid, and to like meet him and him inviting us to the concert, that was pretty crazy.
Wow. And was it because did your drawing have something to do with it? Like he knew you were an artist and thought that was cool?
No, we met at WonderCon, and he passed by the booth, and we had a conversation, and we stayed in touch.
Wow.
And I at first I didn't believe it, and then he just like, yeah, you should come to Vegas. And I kept texting him,
What?
which was surreal. Yeah.
Wow.
So-
That's crazy. It must.
It's
It's something I've been experiencing just this year. It is kind of crazy. I mean, you go your whole life drawing, and then one day something happens where it starts getting you into like opening opportunities that are just you would not have thought would have happened. Like being how old are you when you first listened to System of a Down? And finally having that come full circle and meeting that person and going to the
that's
concert.
crazy. I don't even know. It's surreal. It's surreal. I still don't believe that it's happening, because when I was biking to school as a kid, I was listening to System of a Down.
Wow.
To then get invited to the concert by the drummer, that was like John Dolmayan. Shout out.
Holy, that's so cool.
There's yeah. I can't even describe that. Yeah, he has a company called Torpedo Comics, and they have a location in Las Vegas and one in Irvine. So
He
I'll
has a
check
comic.
out. Yes, it's called Essentia. It's a really cool comic. I
Let's
have
see.
I have 30 issues of it here.
Oh
So,
wow, you've been a fan.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Essentia. Do you have other? Would you say he's one of your, like, not a hero, but someone you always wanted to?
Yeah,
meet?
no, System of a Down is cool. Like, I mean, who doesn't like System of? I mean, I'm from 1991. Now I revealed my age. So.
I mean, I can't lie. I don't think I've listened to System of a Down, but I can relate to that, like, meeting an idol is something.
Am I echoing? I read in the
Apparently,
chat.
I didn't.
How
I've
do I
been.
stop this?
It's definitely
Uh,
me. Let's see.
oh.
Remember, told you was there more than once. Okay, let's see.
Oh, Proco is here. Who is this? Steven? Who is this?
Wow, we got all the legends in the chat. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Hello, Proco. Holy. Okay. Let me figure out this audio, and we'll see. Can you guys hear me on one track only now? It was fine when he first joined. I definitely started doing some things.
Hey, Steven, how you doing, man? That's awesome.
Wow. Also up late drawing.
Nice.
Are you in? Oh no, it's late for everybody. I forget. It's all like 11 p.m. I for some reason thought it was like daytime in LA.
Yeah, it's like 11:30 here.
Holy.
Yeah, but I'm working, so it's fine. Like I have to get some stuff done, but I'm drawing while I'm talking.
What are you working on?
Yep. I'm duped.
Duped. I duped him. So
I,
you're.
I can't say what I'm working on.
Oh, cool, 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 cool. So it's not like a commission. It's a project from like a. I don't know if you're allowed
Yes.
to. Oh, cool. Okay, okay. Did you work on the like the first Valorant, like when it initially dropped? Because I think like I play the game. I've aged myself down.
Wait, Valorant to me is still 2020. It's in my mind. It's not too long ago.
No, but
Oh
I
my God.
yeah. It
I
is not
know.
that long
For
ago,
you. Oh.
but I don't know if you play it. I play like I was like 18 when that came out, so I'm a youngin.
Oh God. The vigor of youth returns to plague the ancient.
Yeah. Were you a gamer, or when did you? I know you took drawing seriously like for the last few like 6-7 years, but 6-7. Were you before you were like super addicted to drawing? Did you have other vices?
Oh. So. I. Yeah, I was addicted to till I was 14 to World of Warcraft.
Oh.
I failed a year in school because of it.
Ah.
I played so much. I played like 12 hours a day.
Oh my
And
gosh.
when I was 14, I failed the year in school. It really was because of World of Warcraft. Um, because I had an exam the next day, like a French exam, and I was raiding while the book was
Oh my
open.
god.
So it was pretty bad. So when I failed that year, I quit WoW. I actually kind of I still gamed, but not as intense anymore. Never again after that. I picked up the guitar instead.
Wow. Yeah, no, like a 12-hour gaming session where real consequences happen after that will hit you. That happened to me in high school. I don't know if you know the game Counter-Strike. Probably,
Of course,
for sure.
yeah.
That's
That's interesting.
actually I said for sure way too quickly. I did not. I
Yeah.
who knows. I didn't realize it, but I amassed like 1,000 hours over the summer. I was supposed to make my art school portfolio, and that's a large part of the reason I did not make it into art school. I was like, what? I did not lock in. So,
Yeah, but at the same time, by playing so much WoW, I kind of knew what I wanted to. First, I wanted to be a Belgian comic book artist, like just, and then I was like, hey, I can work in games. So it did. Even though I failed a year in school, the World of Warcraft collector's editions came with an art book, and that's when I first discovered concept art. Not that I am a concept artist. Well, actually, I am, I guess, but I'm. Well, later on, I went into storyboarding, but I knew I wanted to do something in entertainment. Yeah, that's.
do you feel more like a artist specializing in a specific field, or just an artist who can do a lot of different things?
I don't like putting things in boxes.
On the paper or conceptually? Because I'm like,
Oh wow. Conceptually,
yeah.
I like putting things in boxes on paper.
I'm like, I just saw your
But
practical perspective trailer. You definitely put some things in
yeah, well, I
boxes.
do, but not like. Sure, okay,
Yeah.
I'm outgunned here. um, no, what I that's the reason why I always advocate for studying animation because
Mm,
you will learn every avenue to
mm,
tell a story. You gotta storyboard it. You have to write a script. You have to tell a story with very simple tools. I think
mm,
animation is the best education you can have because at the end of it, you'll have a short film in your portfolio as well,
mm.
which is very powerful to get a job because you can do anything.
Yeah,
And it doesn't. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was as a student in animation, I was hearing that a lot from my professors, where most of them were saying, like, my layout teacher said he did everything, and it was good to be versatile because in animation, with the maybe industry not always being stable, it's like you don't want to be someone who just says, oh, I can only rig or I can only do layouts. You want to be someone who
Mm.
can apply that drawing ability to layouts or storyboard or character design. Do you find that it sort of, once you get good enough at drawing and thinking, design thinking, that you can just plug and play in different areas, and it's sort of the same, like there's follow through in how you think as a layout artist versus how you think as a character designer?
I think you just have to think as an artist
Mm.
or creative artiste sounds like so arrogant. Uh, uh, it's you're just creating a composition, an image at the end of the day, and I think you should always think as an image designer uh, more than looking at yourself as an animator or storyboard artist or uh, comic book artist, illustrator, whatever. Uh,
Mm.
it's all the same principle. In the end of the day, you're designing an image. I like to call it image designer more because that's basically what you're doing at the end of the day. You're um, I didn't invent that term. It comes from an American illustrator called Bernie Fuchs, and I really like and admire his work. And he didn't call himself an illustrator. He always said, "I design images." Like
Mm.
and and his work shows that it's very
Is
beautiful.
When you say that, I find myself asking, like, oh, but there's differences between like making images for a photo or for an illustration or for different different aspects of like entertainment design. Is that true, or is that just something I, like, a false belief I have? Because it's like you're saying that it across the board it's image making principles rather than
Hmm.
what. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because I think I haven't really heard of that before. I don't even know how to think about that.
Image making.
Yeah, like, are the principles? Is it like principles of like composition, and or is it? I don't know. Can you help me categorize that? Because I'm having a hard time. Like,
Okay, I'll try.
yeah,
If I
sorry,
understand
sorry to
the
just make you.
question.
Yeah, sorry to just make you teach right now.
No, it's fine. So sometimes I also ask myself what are things,
Mm,
but um, it, it all comes down to composition. I
mm,
which is a weird topic to explain because there are no rules in composition. Um, there is this book by Edgar Payne. He's a landscape
mm,
painter, and I really don't like books that have rules in them. Like the book opens with "This is what a good composition looks like," and it has some examples of a low horizon line and a high horizon line,
mm,
and then it says an horizon line that is in the middle of the image is bad composition. And I disagree with that because I can go into art history and and point out reams of successful paintings where the horizon line is in the middle. So with what I meant with image designing is looking at an image more abstractly. For example, how can you find as much contrast as possible? And there are many examples how to find contrasts, not just in color, but you can have in value, in temperature, in large shape versus small shapes, in patterns versus non-patterns, man-made structures versus organic structures. And you have to entertain the eye with as much contrast as possible. I think that is what good composition and image making is. In animation, there's an extra layer of film language and movement, which you can also play with, like, do the patterns move? Do they do? So you have all these things that you can play with. And to me, a good image maker doesn't think about, and this is beyond anatomy and proportions, because there are compositions where people have abstract figures. There are modern abstract painters that just entertain your eye with contrast and abstract shapes. And when I was in school, I didn't like abstract art that much. But now that I understand that the good abstract art is trying to entertain your eye with contrast, now I can appreciate it for what it is. And my favorite painters are actually the ones that combine abstract and figurative art together. Not even painters. Like good examples of that are Sergio Toppi, or then you have Gustav Klimt or Mucha. They really can entertain your eye with a lot of different textures and shapes and proportions.
Yeah, and I think as a student, it's so... I was looking at an analysis of Sergio Toppi's work, and I know enough to appreciate how difficult it is to abstract in the right direction. I think you have to understand like design principles so well that... Because I think it's really easy to make abstract art, it's just not easy to make good abstract art. And maybe that's, as someone who doesn't know anything about abstract art or even like these design principles, when I look at it, I can't even understand how to understand it. So I don't think I've reached that point of appreciating it. I hear Hampton talking all the time about art history and how important it is to understand where we came from to make better choices about like the art we appreciate now. And I kind of want to ask, as someone who's been on this journey longer, at what point did you start appreciating fine art, and what was your entry point into it?
That's a good question. So my grandmother was an art historian. Is still an art. She's still alive. She's 90. I love both my grandparents. All my grandparents. They're all still alive, actually.
Awesome. Oh wow, all of them. Awesome.
Yeah, they're 85, 86, 90, and 91.
Wow.
Yeah, and my one grandmother had an art gallery, and my other grandmother was an art historian. So when I was as a child, 4 years old, after school at 3:30 in the afternoon, school stops in Belgium, and my mother and my aunt helped my grandmother in the art gallery, and I was bored out of my mind there, and then my mother gave me a pencil and paper and just said, "Hey, if you're bored, just copy the artworks on the wall."
Wow. Oh, so you were introduced early.
Yes, my mother bought canvases for me and acrylic paints and stuff, and sent me to adult art schools.
Wow.
I wasn't live drawing yet from models because I was like under 18, but I just did still life drawings and stuff. Yeah.
Did they? You hear the opposite happen a lot, where you ended up growing up to knowing you wanted to be an artist, but you also hear the opposite of like, oh, my parents forced piano on me as a kid and I don't want to do it at all. Did they just give it to you and let you explore it, or did they tell you how to think about art and how to think about art history at that age?
my mother told me I used to draw my mom a lot when she was watching TV or something. So
Hmm.
she still has those drawings. They're awful.
You gotta
But
show people. You gotta.
yeah,
I
it
gotta
is
see
so
more
awful.
YouTube content. I want to see this.
Oh God, she still keeps all of them. She has all my drawings, and sometimes she pulls them out. And it's like, oh,
Hmm.
look at this. I was like, no. I mean, actually, the drawings till I was 12 were cute. But once you become a teenager and you try to put technique in there, but
Hmm.
you don't have technique, it gets cringe.
Yeah. Did you have an angsty phase too, where everything you drew had like dark undertones?
Oh, of course,
Ah.
way earlier, I had all those Warhammer books and I was
Ah.
copying. Yeah, I was drawing like Chaos Space Marines and with demons and skulls and
Ah.
I was,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And my mom didn't care as long as I was drawing. She was like, "That's
Hmm.
cool." Uh,
So you were exposed to like art history young, but did you like appreciate old art? Were those your inspirations even when you were like a teenager, or when did you actually go, let me understand the sort of meaning behind different movements
oh,
and stuff?
fundamentals.
I don't even know. I know actually nothing about art history that I don't even know how to talk about it. Like I don't know how to ask about it.
Well, I don't like. What the hell? So, my family, my great grand uncle is a famous symbolist painter, and his paintings
What?
were they're in the National Gallery in Belgium and in Japan and in Paris and stuff. His
Wow.
name is I'll type it in Discord. You can
What?
Google him. It's
Cool.
con- it's like this constant. You can find his work Montal,
What?
and his works were all. There's some original at my grandmother's house, and I really got into symbolism painters at a really young age because I thought they were beautiful, the colors and stuff.
Wow. When you say young age, how young?
Ever since I was a child, the paintings were there.
Wow.
And when we went to the National Gallery in Brussels, there are huge canvases of him, and everyone always pointed it out. Look, that's your family. Look, that's your family.
That's really cool.
And every time with the art school, when we went to tour the museum, it was super uncomfortable because then the teacher's like, that's the great grandson. And I was always like cringe. It's like, oh
Oh
God.
wow. Were you in high school? Were you already like did people know, oh yeah, he's gonna like Rembert can draw.
Oh, ever since I was a child, yeah, I always drew. That was what I had. I was never good at anything except
Except drawing.
drawing and playing guitar. Yeah.
Hmm.
So my dad played guitar. He was encouraging me to play guitar while my mom was doing art. So I guess I'm the product of
Yeah,
my
you're
father being, yeah.
I think it's great to be I mean, it's a two parts to succeed because you have to have the environment around you that encourages it, but you also have to put in thousands of hours of just drawing and liking it.
Well,
But
here's one of the secrets. When I stopped playing WoW at 14, I also stopped having a computer. I didn't have a computer.
mm,
I removed the computer out of my room. So all I could do was play guitar and draw. And I also didn't have a phone till I was
mm,
16. Like I didn't have a cell phone. And one time my teacher in the class, she said, "Well, everybody has a phone, right?" And I was like, "Miss, I don't have a phone." And then she said, "Well, that's because you don't have any friends, remember?" I
your
was like,
teacher roasted you?
yeah, she
What? Oh my
and
god.
and then the week after, she was like a language teacher. She said, "Give me a synonym for old," and I said, "Mrs. Dupont."
You?
And then
Oh yeah, you gotta cut back. Oh
yeah,
my
he did clap.
gosh.
She pulled a bird on me, so
Wow.
I love
Okay.
that teacher. She
Yeah,
made
okay.
us
It was banter.
she made us order pizza in class, so that's cool. I liked
Hmm.
her.
Oh, that's great. Did you have an art um, mentor growing up? Was it? I guess that's your family, though, eh?
No, much later in life, I had one of the. Still up to this day, I think he's the best draftsman I've ever seen.
Wow. Do you
It,
want to
it,
name
and
reveal?
Yeah, but he doesn't have any of his work online. His
That's a
name is
crazy. Yeah, there's amazing artists who just don't share their work online.
yeah, his name is David Alvarez Mena,
Mm.
and I met him at the comic book festival well in Angoulême, where the comic book festival is, but it wasn't a comic book festival.
Mm.
I went there for an animation course, which turned out to be bullshit. I'm not gonna name them because I don't want to give them
Wow.
any. And I met him there, and I just befriended him, and I didn't see any of his work. He was just a chill dude. And at some point I went into this little room that he rented for like 30 euros a month or something from this old lady that was in her late 80s, Madame Guillaume. I still remember her name.
Wow.
And the rooms we rented were pretty shit, actually. Uh, it was really bad. Like the mattress that I was on had spurs in it, springs, but they were loose and they were
Oh, you
sticking
could
out of the
feel them?
mattress.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was terrible. I slept on the floor sometimes. Like,
Oh God.
uh, and but I would like we would go out in the evening and like do silly things and whatever. And at one day I stood in his room and there's this pile of drawings on his desk, and I look at them and they were these beautiful drawings, just like character designs, anatomy drawings, beautiful. And I said, "Wow, did you copy these or something?" No, no, it is just so when I'm bored, I just draw a little bit.
What? Did you know
It's
he
like,
drew at the
holy
time, or you just discovered that he?
I knew he drew, but I never really asked. We're just
Mm.
he was a chill dude to hang with.
Mm.
That's what I mean. He was such a nice, cool person, like my older brother. For like a week, I was just hanging with him. I didn't even know, and and he was like really good. And then when I knew he could draw, we would just. I remember us laying flat on our backs with our legs on the bed, like in a
Mm.
weird position, and with papers, and he would be like, "What the fuck are you saying, man? That sounds weird." No, it wasn't weird, but we were just drawing.
Mm.
And I was like, "We doing competition? What can you draw from imagination?"
Ah.
And then it's like, "Oh, can you draw the Prince of Egypt, that character? Oh yeah, let's try. Can you do the dudes from El Dorado? Oh, that's like, oh, something
Mm.
like this." Uh, and and at some point we were like, "Can you draw Madame Guillaume?" And we did like caricatures and shit. So till 6 in the morning.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. I think
Eh,
having like an art friend is one of the best things that can happen. It's tough to find, but
he, yeah, and we clicked so well, and he was such a great draftsman. My drawings were crap compared to his. Still
mm.
now, he's really good. My computer, I still have a lot of drawings from him that I just
Mm.
look at from time to time because they're so good. He drew a caricature of me for my birthday, which I will not show on stream because
Mm.
he made it. Like
You just
I'm nude in it, and he's like making like fun
ah
of me.
yes, that's
He didn't draw me from life. He drew it from
yeah, yeah. I
imagination.
okay, so I've been feeling weird because I do that. I do that to my friends, and I it's like you use your powers for evil. Now that you can draw anything, you just start drawing some bizarre things. But I'm glad I'm not alone in that.
So at some point, after we've been chatting just for like a year online on Skype, that's when Skype still existed. Um, he he just asks me one day, "Hey, do you want me to learn you anatomy?" And
Mm.
I was like, "Of course." And then every day for a year long, he taught me 2 hours a day anatomy and gave me exercises.
What?
And he was my friend, so it's like we were joking. It's like, "Oh, here's the whatever," like giving like funny names to like muscles that don't exist. But
Mm.
and then at some point I moved to Croatia, and he was kind of in a pickle financially, and I also didn't have a lot of money, but he said, "Hey, do you mind that you pay me like 200 bucks a month or something? Because I've been teaching you for like a year and a half
Mhm.
for free." And I was like, "Oh, of course, absolutely."
Mhm.
And then I kept paying him, and he taught me more and more, and not just anatomy, but also principles, character design. And at some point, I got a job at Riot,
Wow.
That's the whole story in itself. And I
Yeah.
kept paying him so I could pay him more.
Hmm.
And I still had him. I was 6.5 years at Riot, and I kept paying him to be my private tutor for like 2 years still.
Really?
I would have I would have still paid him right now, because but he just stopped teaching. He also
Mm.
taught another artist that I really really like, and I also lived with him in Portugal, and I think he's one of the best character designers alive, the
Wow.
best one of the best draftsmen alive. His name is João David Fernandes. João David.
Wow. Was he? How was your friend so good? Was he? Did he just have a lot more experience by the time you guys were talking? Like, what was his background with learning?
You mean David?
Yeah, David. Yeah, yeah. David
Uh,
Alvarez.
I don't know. He just has a natural talent for drawing. He went to a comic book school in Barcelona or something, but
Mm.
he just had, some people have such a natural affinity for drawing. Like the name that I just typed in
Yeah,
Discord as
I'm
well.
looking at him.
You should look him up.
Yeah, that
He,
seems
he-
like a lot
like
of my friends follow somebody.
he also was taught by my teacher, David Alvarez Mena. Like, but we two are the only ones that he taught, because he didn't teach people online or anything. It's just friends. Like he would only teach people that he found worthy putting his
Wow.
time in or something.
You know
And
what's
I know this
interesting?
sounds weird, but yeah.
This I can see some similarities in the style or like the rendering to your. I
From Zhao,
yeah.
well, because I lived with him and I loved his work, so I picked
What?
up stuff from him as well.
Oh, that's crazy. In the pencil sketches, like
Yeah, he drew me. If you go to one, he drew me.
oh
I
what?
think it's when we lived. I'm gonna search
Wow.
for the one, and I'll send you on But he's real. Those are his old drawings. It's like
Wow.
his new stuff is bonkers. But he has such a nice shape design, and I always admired that.
Mm.
But David and him became really close friends as well, and like he taught both of us. So
Oh.
that's. But I still think
Oh,
he's
he's a
such
super
an
Annie artist too. Wow.
yeah.
Wow, okay.
Oh, here it is. That's me on the bottom right. I'll
Let's
send it
see
on
this.
Discord. Y- Um, I sent it to you. Like I'm the one with the cowboy hat.
What? Oh, that's sick. Oh, wow. Yeah, those are beautiful lines.
Yeah, these are his old sketches. He did like on his Instagram,
Yeah, 6
and I
years ago.
encourage
Wow.
everyone. Yeah, well, that's longer than 6 years ago, but
Oh.
the stuff he did for Splitgate are really cool character designs.
Hmm. Is that the most? Yeah, Splitgate. Wow.
Yeah, he's an amazing concept artist. Shout out Joe, finally did it. Like some.
Wow. Was it? So, did you know him before both of you guys were working in the industry?
Yes, yeah. Like I knew him when he didn't have a job and he was like working for free for people, and I was paying. I kind of. I'm not gonna. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but yeah, no, I knew. Yeah, we go way back.
Wow. Oh, that's really cool. It's so cool to see. Um, I'm friends with somebody right now who I I didn't really I go back and forth on the belief of like talent, but then seeing some people go in art school, you see like some people only started drawing like 2 years prior, and got somewhere it takes most people like 6 years to go, and it's like okay, I think talent's real. And one of my friends, I don't know if you know the artist Athoro on Instagram. Well, actually, you met him in person, but you didn't. I don't think you knew his handle at the time, but my friend Athoro, he's like younger than me and he's drawn only for a few years, but he's already so good at the fundamentals and has all these ideas about. He teaches similar to what you were saying with David. He introduces concepts to me all the time, and he's just always thinking about this art stuff at a level that I don't even have
Mm.
any ideas for, and I got the feeling that I'm watching someone before their like I can imagine in 10 years people will all be like, oh yeah, that guy, he's amazing. And I imagine, I'm hearing your story now, I'm imagining I feel like that person in the, like before you guys both got that job. And yeah, when you were in that, like how long ago was this? 10 years ago maybe?
With Joao, when I
Yeah,
was living with him,
yeah.
there's some funny stories. Actually, Joao should come on here and because I don't know what he's comfortable with me sharing, but when we lived together, but we used to like put because it was me, Joao, me, and Thomas Muir, another artist. He worked on Arcane and everything. Like fast forward,
Wow.
yeah, he's an amazing with color. So I was sharing this Airbnb for like I forgot how many months it was, in Lisbon, Portugal, with Joao and with Thomas, and we would do the most dumbest stuff. Like we would like throw Tide Pods at one another so hard that they would explode during the night and
Oh
stuff.
my God.
Uh,
This boy's doing
and,
bullshit.
and then we would like put forks into potatoes and put it in front of their others' doors and stuff for no reason. We would like Thomas. His room was for some reason there was a window to the kitchen, so during the night we would open the window and start throwing potatoes at him and stuff.
Oh my God. Did you guys know at the time that you guys were inevitably going to become like concept artists and like embedded in like some of the top IPs? Or how did that feel for you at that age?
At that point, Thomas was already amazing with colors. I admired his color work so much, so I knew that he was gonna be someone really. He was already great. He had such. Still has. It's Thomas Muir. Like you can all research him. And Joao already had such an amazing sketchbook. Like those sketches that you see on ArtStation, that was his sketchbook already in 2017, 16.
Wow.
And
oh, really?
and he showed it. He showed it to Kim Jung Gi, and Kim Jung Gi applauded him. Like Kim Jung Gi was so. Yeah, that's why he's a super Rani artist.
Wow.
There's a picture of Kim Jung Gi or a video, I forgot, like applauding to him, like being really impressed with his drawings.
Oh my God.
And everybody was impressed with his drawings. And the moment that I saw that, it's like, holy shit, this guy's really good. So that was already after I befriended him. But I moved to Portugal with Thomas and with Joao to like live in the same thing, and it was hilarious but not sustainable because we for because we I again I would like to have Thomas and
hey, if he's available,
here,
bring him on. I gotta hear the testimony.
Yeah.
Please, if he's available.
I don't know where I was going with this, but oh yeah, so Thomas also got taught by David Alvarez a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the time, did you have any period of like doubt throughout your? Was there a time where it felt like, how am I going to make this work, or was it always like, yeah, no, this is?
At that time I was already working for Riot when I was.
Oh, when you moved there.
I was. Yeah, I was already, but. You're talking about a period that I had doubts, like did I
Yeah,
do
I'd
the
love to
right
hear.
thing? No, I never had that because.
Oh man. No, you're supposed to say yes, everybody.
No, because there was no other option for me. Like I
Yes.
studied art in school. I studied animation already at that point. I remember there was one. I mean, the school that I went to wasn't that technical from 12 till 18. But I wanted to study animation, but I was intimidated by the amount of work because it's so much work. And then this one teacher, I told her, Miss van den Ende, that was her name. And I told her, I want to study animation, but I'm kind of intimidated by all the hard work. And she looked at me and she said, I never found you to be a person to shy away from hard work. And I was like, she motivated me there and then. Just like, okay, animation it is. Yeah.
Wow, just broke a belief that could have like changed the trajectory of your life.
I was gonna do it, but I was like very like, maybe I want to do comics or fine art. It's like less work. I don't want to draw like hundreds of drawings just to make someone walk. But I'm glad I did it because it's just so magical seeing your drawings come alive. It,
How come you're not were you ever a just animator?
yes.
Ah,
I did this short as a job, allergy pills. Uh, damn it. Oh yeah, here. Oh, here it is. You don't have to put it on stream, but that was a job that I worked on for. Is it this?
oh cool. Would you be okay if I put it on stream? Do you mind?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see. We've been talking. I haven't shown any of the other art at this point. I feel like I'm shorting out on the people on the stream. Let me give you guys something here. Let's watch this together. Let's see. Was this before? I haven't seen it yet, but give me some context. Was this during Riot, before Riot, after?
Before Riot. Before Riot.
Before Riot. Okay, cool. Let's see, you guys.
I also
ready?
did the paintings at the end.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. Display capture.
Let's see what.
I'm getting the Rembert lore. Let's see. Here we go.
That's funny.
Okay, you guys let me know. Is this Rembert Montal? This sounds like him. It is Rembert Montal. Yes, it is indeed. Let's see here. Boom. Okay, allergy pills. Let's see this.
It's just 40 seconds. Yeah.
If you're like me, you just can't resist cuddling with cute little kittens. But your allergies always seem to interrupt you. Damn it, allergy pills takes care of that
Did
problem.
Daniel post this to Reddit? Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, did I miss something? Did you do this? Was this hand drawn and then
Yeah, that's hand drawn and then
oh,
colored.
cool.
It
You
took
colored
us
it too?
months Yeah.
Did you do this entire thing, like all the animation?
No. I did it with Daniel.
Ah.
We were just the two of us.
Oh wow. Okay, so this is a two-person team. Holy.
Just one pill will get you back to those fuzzy buggers in no time. Damn it, allergy pills. Endless love, just one pill away. Also works on dogs, horses, hay, and britches.
And you did these two? Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, both was.
Love, just
No, the
one
paintings
pill
at the
away.
end also like when he says also works on for dogs, horses. These ones.
Oh, cool.
That's fun.
Wow. Yeah, I did some. I always liked animation in. It is a lot of fun to get something that feels alive, but yeah, the time it took just felt like.
Yeah, I remember doing the skirt of her, and I was falling asleep in front of the Cintiq. It was like,
Wow, look at that. Oh, that's super cool. The scotch and stretch here.
The fucking cat. I can swear here, right? Excuse me.
You can. These guys are chill. Hope I don't have 8-year-olds watching.
This is a nice program. So
Yeah. My mom will be upset, but you did all these smears too?
I did it. Yeah, I mean, we
Cool.
both worked on it. Like I did a lot of in-betweens as well at the same. I think he did a lot of the keys. But there are other animations that I did by myself, all by myself. Say Cheese, and then there's Aura. They're on my YouTube channel, but they are like 14 years old. If you want to see more recent stuff, it's more storyboards from my reels.
Was that just a choice because of the industry, or was it a deliberate choice to?
Storyboard?
Yeah, like why the shift from animation?
Oh yeah, I like that much more. I wasn't made for
Frame by frame.
tedious in between.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it, but I prefer to storyboard and do the whole composition. Like I just prefer it, but I don't mind doing the other thing.
What is it that is there a specific thing you can put your finger on when you know, yeah, this is why I love why I love telling stories?
Because I love watching people react to things.
Really?
And when I tell stories, yeah, when you're watching a movie with me, you don't want that, because instead of the movie, I'll be watching the people that are watching the movie, because I just love seeing reactions
Do you like watching
of people.
people watch a movie you already have seen? Because then you know what's going to happen, but you just watch their reaction.
No, even if I haven't seen it, like I and when I draw stories, then I can draw people reacting to stuff, because I think that's what makes a story anything. It's like how people react to certain things. That's what's acting and stuff. And same with drawings. I always try to, even if it's a minor character in the background in my storyboards or when I'm sketching, I always try to wonder who this person is, what they are doing, why are they doing this, like I just don't like drawing people just standing there. Like I always try to imagine who is this? Do I know a person that is like this? Like I remember at Riot for at some point I was painting clouds, and I told the artist Alex Gonzalez that was sitting next to me. I said, "Oh, when I paint these clouds, I think of when I was a child, when I was in the field, like looking at clouds in the sky." And he looked at me and said, "You don't have to put that much emotion into it." You know?
It's a background, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just fucking. Like these clouds they're gonna get blurred, you know. It's like,
Wow, I feel like that
But,
must be a more fulfilling way to approach it anyway, though. Even if it's not for the studio, you're finding meaning in the making of it if you treat it like it all relates to your past or a story for someone rather than just... I think that's something I fall for, is just like... I mean, at my stage being a student, it's like exercises for exercise sake might be a bit forgivable, but it definitely... I do notice students sometimes, or myself included, create only the technical aspect, just how can I construct this to be the most constructible figure and the most believable figure. But I heard Hampton saying it's like if you don't know the story you're trying to tell with your figure, the construction doesn't even really... Like, what are you constructing towards? Does that make sense?
I like the purpose of it.
Yeah, like... I think it's like if you're going to draw a gesture, you have to come up with a story first before you're going to come up with a successful gesture. I don't know if you agree with that, but...
Yeah. Well, Hampton is amazing. Okay. Whatever he says,
It's like, yeah.
it's really, yeah, it's really good. It's true. But sometimes I come up with poses by just like I just throw a gesture out there, and then like the pose kind of creates itself, you know, and then you can come up with a story as you're drawing it. So you don't need to. Like most of those big drawings I do, I start somewhere and then I create. Then that's the fun part about doing these Kim Jung Gi-esque drawings, because it's like playing improvising as a jazz musician, because you don't know, you kind of have an idea what you're gonna play, but you haven't figured out everything yet, and that's the fun part, because you can figure it out as you go along. And sometimes when you make a mistake, like I saw Kim Jung Gi actually do this. He drew an arm so badly that I was like, ooh, that sucks. I wonder what he's gonna do. Like, I can't believe he screwed that arm up. And then he just drew a Black Panther over it. Like just like a dark shape to cover it up.
Yeah.
So he wasn't planning on doing the Black Panther in front of it. Or one time I saw him fuck up a character that was in the wrong perspective, and then he just put it on a couple of boxes or something. And one time the proportion were off for the arm, so he just made the arm float and he cut it off. So he has all these little tricks make
to
it's a
recover.
mistake, like a recover. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think 30-40% of what he draws are recoverings.
Mm,
And same with me when I draw that in that style or that better that approach
hmm.
of improvising, then a lot of the time you have to find a lot of tricks to recover.
Yeah, I think that's something people. I think when you try it, you lose the belief that he had photographic memory because it's like he's just really good at adapting and making it look like he meant to do
Yes.
it. He's not thinking about the whole image on the spot. But I'm sure you've been asked, do you have a photographic memory before from doing those things?
So what I do is, and what he did as well, I don't think he had a photographic memory. He just had a good memory, but he
Mm.
didn't have a long-term memory. So, for instance, I spoke with him at THU and he and Kim, and
Mm.
he was drawing a lot of aircraft carriers,
Mm.
and I never saw him draw aircraft carriers before. And he says, in the morning, I look at reference. Like I just have an idea of something that I saw on the internet that I would like to draw. So I wake up in the morning and in my hotel room or in my sketchbook, I just draw aircraft carriers
Mm.
and I look at the picture and then I try to imagine it from all angles. And then I know that I want to draw an aircraft carrier in front of people on a big sheet. So he just studied it that morning, and then he
Mm.
draws it on the big sheet, and then it kind of sticks into his memory for a couple of days. But he says then the 3 days later I want to draw motorcycles again. So in the morning I study motorcycles, and then in front of people I draw the motorcycles I studied in the morning.
Oh,
But
so it's a
I
fresh.
don't really remember the aircraft carriers as well anymore. So I have to
Mm.
revisit that. So when Kim Jung Gi is like, wow, he draws that from his imagination. Yes, but from the morning he studied it.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
he
it's
did that.
not
He did tell
infinitely
me that.
stored. I see.
No, it's not infinite. It's not that a month later you can ask him, can you draw that aircraft carrier? And he'll be like, oh, fuck, I kind of forgot. I have to look at it again.
Yeah, I think when you're as good as him, you get this mystique around you where people start assuming like he's so good that people assume he's like superhuman and impossible to reach. But then, yeah, we don't see the. I think you have to look behind the scenes a little bit to see. Oh yeah, he's practicing still. I think I even forgot like, oh yeah, he still like is learning every day. He still
Yes,
refreshes his memory all the time.
absolutely.
And it's easy to go like, no, he's the best to ever do it. He's a god that you'll never. Yeah, but it's a great thing to be reminded that he's just a student like everybody else who just kept doing it and keeps.
Yeah,
He's human.
it's just he was curious. Like, how do I
Hmm.
draw? How do I draw this motorcycle? How do I draw a Formula One car? So in the morning he just looks at it and draws from it, like for an hour, and
Mm.
then he's like, okay, I kind of get it. And he told me if you study an object like without walk around it, but if you can't walk around it, just look at it, and before drawing it, try to imagine how it would turn into space, how you
Mm.
could draw it from all angles in the most simple shape possible. Like try to understand it and then draw it, but first understand it. My teacher David said the same thing. Like before you draw the model, because you know it's a 2 minute pose or a 5 minute pose. Maybe just don't draw that first minute and just look at it and
Mm.
try to analyze where's the gesture, where's the energy going. Uh, how am I gonna draw this? What do I want to emphasize? Instead of just starting to draw without a plan. And like I think if you want to draw in the approach of Kim Jung Gi, the most important thing you need to learn is mannequinization, gesture, and perspective. Because if you know those things, then you can draw anything you want afterwards. It's just you need to see this grid in your head, and you can only see this grid in your head by having drawn hundreds and hundreds of grids.
Mm.
Uh, and grids don't have to be boring, because the one thing people don't really understand is that fisheye is actually easier than a 3 point perspective, because you can cheat with fisheye so much. It is actually ridiculous how much you can cheat with fisheye. And it looks impressive. And you can fake fisheye a lot. If you just draw a figure in a normal perspective, but suddenly the context around it, you make it fisheye, then it will look like you drew that figure in a fisheye perspective. Why a 3-point perspective is harder is because you will notice mistakes much more easily
If
in
the
a
angle
3-point
doesn't match the specific, like, doesn't match all
Yes.
the... Ah. Oh, that last minute I really needed to hear. That was really, I mean, yeah, someone trying to draw from imagination, that was super
harder.
helpful. That was super
Yeah.
helpful. Okay, wow.
Actually, a 1-point is the hardest because it is incredibly difficult to get a lot of depth out of a 1-point perspective. So what a lot of people think 1-point is easy. Sure, it's easy to draw a 1-point perspective, but to make a good illustration out of a 1-point perspective is the hardest because you don't have that much to work with to create depth. So all that limitation is just it's just so difficult.
And is that your practical perspective course? Is that get? I find a lot of people do feel like it's harder to draw in 5-point perspective, even though, yeah, you kind of have way more room once you understand the basic pattern of any like large enough drawing or any large enough scene becomes curved. And is your approach to drawing in your course, what do you say, it's like more traditional where you take them through 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and then into...
Oh, it's all traditional, yeah.
But you do some things, like it's not necessarily a traditional approach to not use rulers, right? Like I know you've mentioned
I just don't like the aesthetic of rulers. I like lines that have a little bit of character to them.
and I guess it's tough to, you can't really do 5-point with rulers, right?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
I'll yeah,
Yeah, try it
defer
out.
to you. Yeah.
Maybe you forgot those curved rulers. Sure.
Have you come across a student, now that you're more like a veteran, what do you say? Do you feel like a veteran, or do you still feel like you're...
Is that a synonym for old?
No, no shade. I'm just,
A person of
you're
advanced age.
experienced. You're like cemented as like, I don't know the totem pole of art industry people, but I would say like you're well known. You're cemented in the industry as like a very highly sought. Like, yeah,
Did
you've
you
done
cut
all
away
the...
for a second?
Sorry? Oh, I cut away for a second. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, now I just hear you back.
Oh,
Just
okay.
now you were-
Oh no.
What was the question?
So I was saving myself from calling you a veteran. I mean, you're cemented in the field. You've hit all the check marks of like a industry artist. It's like you have a book, you taught in school, you are on major IPs. Now that you are like through the road of like what most young students hope to achieve, have you come across students in your teaching and in your time where you go like, oh yeah, I'm witnessing like a generational talent in the making?
Let me think. Not like Joao. No, I have not.
Really? Why do you think that? Do you think that's just because it's so rare, or do you think because you were exposed to like art center, like you're some of the best schools in the world. I doubt. I'm assuming you've come across your fair share of fantastic artists, but
Sure,
how come
but-
none have hit that mark?
I don't know. Joao is just really special, and David also was really special. You don't need to go to a fancy school to be really good at drawing. I think. Where does that? I mean, in music, good musicians, you always say they got time. You have time, like you. I think an artist, good artist to me is not necessarily technique, is also taste. And how do you teach taste? I don't know. Like I always have this conversation with my peers. And it's like, how do you come up with this? Where does this person? Why does this person do this? Like, how did they come up with that? Where did they get this from? And sometimes it's innate. I just, why? And I'm not talking about technique per se. I'm just talking about taste. Like, it's where does that come from? I don't know. And that is something that you cannot teach. There's actually something that I kind of agree with, and as an art teacher, sometimes myself, I'm shooting myself in the foot. But the only things worth learning cannot be taught, and I kind of agree with that.
Oh, I'm gonna think of that. Can you elaborate on that more?
Yeah. So everybody, don't buy courses, not worth it. Like,
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, we gotta cancel this stream right now.
I'm just kidding. No, that's not true because I had my mentor, my teacher, for many years.
Well, I definitely agree. I want to hear more about this before I'll jump in, but I want to give it back to you. But I totally agree. In art school, I realized a lot of the times, like when the best art schools create people who keep going in the industry, it's not like they took an average Joe on the road and then made them an art god. It's like they just raised the standards so that they only accepted people who are already really good at art. And then if you take people who are already really passionate about art, give them 4 years in or out of an art school, and they're usually going to get much better. And so I think I just realized it was more like a selection mechanism instead of necessarily the school teaching kids things they could never know. And yeah, I've realized most of the time it's really like what you mentioned, finding friends that bring out the ability to draw all night and make it a fun thing. And
Yeah, friendly competition.
yeah, those things make a bigger difference than the fact that, oh, we'll teach you a lesson on how to render a ball today. And I think, I mean, especially in the age we're in now, like information is so abundant. It's more like the structure that people, that's why, I mean, ultimately, if you want to get good at drawing, find a way to enjoy drawing 8 hours a day for 5 years, and you'll probably get there. And even if you're missing information, you'll figure that out if you're drawing 8 hours a day for 5 years. So
Yeah, draw caricatures of teachers you don't like.
yeah, but that taste thing, yeah, find anything.
Just do anything to make it entertaining for
Yeah.
you to draw. You know?
Yeah, hold on, what was I gonna say? I'd make weird caricatures of my brother all the time, and then now his head's stuck in my just in my head, and I forgot what I was gonna say about this. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to go back. I'd love if you do you have kind of examples in your head when I'd love for you to elaborate on what can't be anything that's worth teaching can't. What was the phrase again?
Anything worth
learning.
teaching. No, anything worth learning cannot be taught.
Yeah, I'd love. How do you relate to that? How do you resonate with that?
So I think what I'm trying to say with that is, if you want to create your own style, right? People are always, oh, I need a style. Oh, I need a style. I don't have a style. How do I get a style? It's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't. You already have a style. Like who you are right now. You are yourself because you might have been influenced by people. Like say for instance in school somebody says something funny, or you watch a movie and it's like, oh, that's funny, I like that, I'm going to use that in life, you know. You quote something, or a kid does something, has a mannerisms in school that you say, hey, I actually really like that, I like the way that's funny, I like how that's cool, I like how that comes off as nonchalant, I like you take things from people in your life, like from movies, actors, teachers, friends, animals, I don't know, like you pick stuff up, and from you you will never pick everything from one person or one source
Mm.
because that's just impossible. You will pick from anyone that's around you, your father, your grandmother, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And your personality is an accumulation of your lived experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And what you liked and what you didn't like is you can also learn from what you don't like. Like, oh, this person is gross. He's eating with his mouth open. I'll never do that. That disgusted me or something. You know, I'm revealing more about myself now. But
We're learning all
uh,
about Rembert.
yeah. But for instance, like I will never try to do that. Or
Mm.
this person smelled really bad. Or it's like, oh God, I want to be more cautious now that I'm going to use a perfume or something or
Mm-hmm.
deodorant, whatever.
Yeah.
Like so you can learn things from so same with art, like, oh, I like how this person draws an ear. I really like that shortcut. Okay, I'm going to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I like how this person draws hands. I'm so inspired by Albert Dorn's hands. I'm going to study those hands.
Mm.
Hey, I don't like how this artist drew this. Ooh, I don't like that at all. I'm never going to draw like that. So your style creates itself. You don't even have to think about it. Like you cannot. It's the same. It's as stupid as going out and saying, "I don't have a personality." Like you know, it's like
Yeah, it's
I need a personality.
yeah, you have one, you just don't like the one you have.
Yeah, but you have to because that's
Yeah.
you.
It's a different problem. They're looking for a solution, which is like give me a personality when you're like, no, your issue is that you aren't appreciating the one that you grew up with and the one that would make you unique. Because if you're
Yeah,
gonna be
why
an
do you want
artist, be
to?
you.
Yeah,
Don't be your version of someone else who's already good.
you can be inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, hey, like, again, like that's my metaphor with building your personality is like, oh, I'm really inspired uh, by this popular figure or a friend of mine, and you're in a clique and you kind of act the same all, like, but it's so that's fine, and then you can really be like, oh, you remind me of this person. He does the same. Huh? It's like, okay, that's cool, but you're still you because they
Mm-hmm.
just remind you. Like I'm reminded of this other person, but you'll never be that other person, and you know
Mm-hmm.
that yourself too. So,
Yeah, I kind of
yeah, go ahead.
no, I totally agree. I think of it like someone saying, I think style is like an accent. It's like you already have whatever, however you speak is your accent. If someone says they want a different accent, it's like I see it the same way where people act like they don't have a style when, because people have told me I have a style when I don't. You have one even if you're not trying, just like you have an
Yes.
accent even if you're not trying. And
I mean, you could force yourself to learn British,
yeah,
like
and it
that you only
exactly.
speak with a British accent,
Yeah,
and
you
that
could
would
just
be
copy
something
it.
similar.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you'll still sound like you, just with a British accent. So,
Hmm. Yeah, you'd be your version of that British accent. But something you were talking
uh,
about is, I think this touched on. I was understanding. Oh yeah, what the conversation we're having reminded me of everything that's worth learning can't be taught. For example, the ultimate question people are often asking is like, how have you had this question before where someone's like, I really want to draw, but I get frustrated every time I do it. I don't know how to come up with things that are interesting to draw. I don't know how to be curious and know what to learn next. And it's like the thing that you're missing is the desire to just draw and not have a plan and just do it because it's fun. Like people who, that's what can't be taught. People want to learn how do you just love drawing,
you
but that can't
know,
be taught.
you're talking about people that analyze too much, overanalyze.
I'm talking about specific question. I think it is those people, but I get specific questions that are like, oh, this is just a problem of you don't love drawing. They'll say like, hey, how do I know what to draw next? And it's like, if you liked drawing, you wouldn't have that question. Unfortunately, you can't teach someone how to, at least I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding the person, but have you gotten those problems? I'd love to see where you take um, this idea.
No, I had that when I was teaching as well.
Mm.
Like I wanted people to act out a scene that they could illustrate and be their own models.
I know that drawing. I remember watching that post you did. They sit in a chair and like, I know the drawing you're talking about. I really like that exercise. Let's go.
Well, but the students, they were like, Okay, now you come up with a story. What story? Well, you just come up with any story. I don't have a story. Well, then you just draw something from your own life. My life is not that interesting, and I'm just like, oh
It's
god.
like, come on, you're an artist. Imagine you're
It's
creative.
like just you're at art center and you okay. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, I think exactly I do understand now that there at some level you can literally not teach how do you come up with good ideas. Like that's I guess the taste too. Um, those are just things that are like you either
There
have it or
and
you
there
don't.
and there were students that did it. It's like okay, I like 1001 Nights, Sherazade, it's whatever, a fairy tale,
Hmm.
and I was like, cool, great, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I feel this way with other arts. I mean, I've tried to play guitar time and time again for years. It's just not it. I just don't have the will that you need to sort of sit through the discomfort of trying to learn chords and sit on Guitar Master and like try to figure out reading it and changing your brain. I just have not crossed that threshold to get to the stage where I enjoy guitar. And I've realized like some people who want to learn art feel that way about art, whereas I feel that way about guitar
really,
or learning Korean. And I'm half Korean. I want to speak the language, but my tolerance for learning something like creative, I have a tolerance for creative stuff in other fields. Like I enjoy make editing. I can edit for a long time, and it was a craft. I had to learn the program just like you have to learn Photoshop. I could do that. Some things come easier. Some creative things come
hmm
easier to certain people, and I just realized like, yeah, I don't think someone could teach me how to enjoy guitar because I understand the joy of it, and I can watch someone jam out. It just is not the thing that like it just doesn't seem to
yeah,
be the craft for me.
maybe those people just like the idea of being an artist.
I like the idea of playing guitar. So I think you're absolutely right. I
Yeah.
like the idea that, yeah, look how cool it is to shred on a guitar. But I do not like playing a guitar. I don't like how it makes my fingers feel.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about chords, and I don't like how frustrated I get. But I wish I could go, hey, you want to hear Nirvana on the guitar? Let me pull out pluck a couple, pluck
Sure.
a couple tunes.
Did you ever have a thought that you saw someone do something cool and you're like, oh, imagine if I could do that, I could impress my
Hmm.
friends so much. And if
Absolutely.
that's just is that just the only thing that goes through your mind, then you're not thinking about, oh, I have to do this for that many hours. Oh, fuck it.
Exactly. And luckily I didn't have like I think absolutely what's happening when people say they want to like learn art but are struggling is probably that where it's like I think you love and in fact if their first entry to art was Kim Jung Gi, I think that's probably what's happening is or if someone didn't really care about art and then saw your drawings with your drawing on the whiteboards and creating entire worlds, I think they would go, wow, this can be drawing. I want to do that. Because that's the equivalent of literally like shredding a solo on the stage.
Mhm.
And anyone who, it doesn't take high taste to look at that and be like, yeah, that's cool. I don't love music. I like music. My mom's a piano teacher. All right. But
Oh, nice.
I can, even with very little knowledge about guitar, I can look at Jimi Hendrix on a stage and be like, yeah, that is crazy talented. I wish I could do that. So I think the equivalent is like you see a Kim Jung Gi, and anyone who, even if you're not remotely interested in art, you go and go, wow, that's like magic on paper. I want to do that. And then you try it and realize most of drawing is not like that at all. It's working out a box for like 100 hours and being what? And it's the opposite experience. And I think, yeah, um,
Well, drawing doesn't need to be like the. Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but for me, when I went out between 16 and still now sometimes, but especially when I was a teenager,
mm,
I would have my drawing all like sketchbook all the times with me, and my even when I went out, like I wouldn't sit inside and lock myself up. Well, I would do that a lot of times, but when my friends asked me out, I would go out with them. But I have my sketchbook with me,
mhm.
and if you want to pick up girls, like having a sketchbook with you is. So I would just
It
approach.
works.
I would just approach like a group of 4 or 5 girls and be like, "Hey, excuse me, I'm an artist.
Oh, you'd
Here's my
approach.
sketchbook."
I didn't know you had it
Yeah,
like
of
that.
course,
That's pretty crazy.
sure. And I would show my sketchbook instantly. Look, I'm an artist. Like, I think you're really beautiful. Would you mind if I do a sketch of you? And
Wow.
then I was
Guys,
like,
take
oh,
notes.
cool, that's cool. And I would get practicing because I would draw a lot of portraits. And at the end, like they're thinking, oh, that's so good. Can I take a picture with my phone? And they're like fumbling with their phone, like, "Ooh." And I
That's
was like,
crazy.
look, you can have the drawing if I can have your number, and so you can use that.
I never knew about that. I always thought I think of the sketchbook as like a magnet. When a girl sees a guy drawing, they're like, "Oh, interesting," except it never ends up in a number because it's just like the girl's never going to approach you. That's some game.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to practice like boring in your
Mm.
room. It's just, you can really use this. What is
Mm-hmm.
this? I guess the higher fundamental, but the more it carries over to other skills, risk being a
Riz-
lesser known one.
Mm. That's true. I mean, I do think like
Buying his course immediately.
yeah, I think we have to make a pivot into sketchbook Riz.
Well, if you have a really nice sketchbook, that is so on all my dates, even when I used to like go on apps and stuff, the first date I always had my sketchbook with me.
Yeah, it works.
And because most girls are always late on the date, so I would be sitting there sketching in there,
Wow.
and they were like, "Oh, are you sketching?" It's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you want to see?" And instantly you have a
Yeah, it would
whole
work. It would work on me. Yeah, because it's like I'm not even waiting for you. I'm not worried that you're
Yeah,
late.
I
got
was
more.
exactly. I was
Wow.
drawing you.
See, I'm learning. We're learning so much more than that, guys. Wow, that's never thought of that. I never. So I think the artists like. I'm surprised. I wouldn't have clocked you as someone who would go up to a group of girls. Like I don't know. As an artist, I assume everyone's an introvert. Are you an introvert, and do you just have the balls to do that, or are you more extroverted?
I'm both. There are times that I just want to be alone, and I get really annoyed having people around me. But there are also times that my ADHD kicks in, and I just like, oh, there's people. I can talk to them. I can make jokes. I can prank. I can yeah. I get excited, and I want to talk to people.
Would you say you're a very like playful person? Like have you been
Yes.
are you silly and like goofy?
I'm very silly. What's that? How Rembert met his wife? No, I met her on Tinder. But yes, I did draw her many times.
Oh yeah. I have this. Do you have a drawing on your Tinder profile? You got to do that. Just let them-
No, I don't
Oh.
have that.
It's a reveal later. It's like first
It
date
is.
you show.
No, it does say that I'm an artist, but
Ah.
most like she thought that I was a poor artist, like doing portraits on the street. No, it's a real story. She thought that I was, but she didn't even knew what Riot Games was or League of Legends. So it was like,
Really?
no, she didn't, and she thought that I was doing like portraits on the street.
Oh my god. She was like, I'm gonna have to pay for this date. I'll help him out.
Yeah, she actually came to pick me up and stuff, and I was like, yeah, she did, and I was like, no, I'll pay, it's fine, and she
Are you
felt so
sure?
bad because she thought that I was like this broke artist.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god.
literally what she told me. Yeah,
Oh.
and I
Wow.
only much later she told me that, and I was like, what?
Well, that's great because that means she liked you for you. So that's even better.
Yeah, that's also why I don't like. I always never dated anyone in the industry, and because I didn't want to have anyone that knew me for these things. I wanted people to like me for who I am, not for the art. I know it sounds kind of like weird, but
No, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm
'cause
saying.
there's a
You're a
lot
big
of
name in the industry. You must get some like.
there's a lot of artists that use their industry.
I've been hearing. I mean, I'm not gonna bring it
I'm not
into-
going to say names.
Yeah,
but
exactly. I'm not bringing this
I,
into. I'm
I,
not
I,
trying to
I
create
have
drama.
to say that I look down upon people that do that.
Yeah, I've just been hearing a lot of like. I mean, some artists that I follow just have been mentioning no names. Like there's no names I'm going to mention. So anyone who's
No, we
types
will
in it.
not. We will
And
not.
I don't even know any
We
names.
can
I've
take
just,
this. We can take this offline afterwards,
yeah,
and
and
then we
I'm
can
not even.
gossip all we want.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
no. I know no names, so there's no risk of me saying anything. I've seen like artists I follow have reposted just a general sense that like LA has just gotten a
Oh,
weird vibe in the concept art industry or something. I don't know. I know nothing, so I'm speaking on this fully, just seeing what my like the people I follow post. But yeah, it seems like I guess that's true. I guess that yeah, there's just drama. I don't know. It seems like the whole
that's why
West
you got.
Coast always has drama, but
That's why you got to be a storyboard artist.
is it a calmer place?
I don't know. I'm just joking. I like to make fun of concept artists,
Yeah, I guess.
even though I sometimes am one, but involuntarily.
Yeah. Man, we got some lore. This is interesting. I met my now ex on Tinder as well. But I did use the drawing in the profile. I think
There you
I had to
go.
shoot for it.
I actually I never did that. That's
It didn't really
maybe I
work.
should.
It's like it.
Maybe I should have done
Nah, it
that.
didn't work that good. It didn't. I don't think it helped that much. I'm not a selfie taker, so I didn't have much to work with.
Well, I find that very creative. I applaud that.
Yeah, you gotta find a way to. There's like you gotta put
Yeah,
6 photos. I don't know if it was the same back in the day, but now 6 photos. I don't think I got. I don't know. I'm just not a selfie taker, so I had to figure out some other ways. Although I think if you put too many
but
photos
just
that are drawings, they'll just think you don't have a personality. Like if more than like
the
half your
street was
profiles.
helping. Oh, well, just DM them to us, joking. DM you what? Or is this chat delayed?
I don't think I'm seeing it at the same time as you because I'm not reading that. Let's see. It's good to see people drawing or talking. Oh, I see that. Just DM. Oh, I see. Yeah, just DM them to us. Never. Yeah, there's always drama where a lot of people are. Yeah, I guess there's always
It's just
drama.
everywhere.
Yeah, I think I realized. There was drama at like.
Just for all of you listening, whenever any artist reaches out and promises you stuff or anything, like, don't, yeah, no.
Hmm.
You should like, run away. Yes. uh, but to go back to a more cheery topic, yes. So use your sketchbook in real life
Yeah, Riz
as
tip.
much as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not a Riz tip. That's just a drawing tip. That's just a good drawing rule. Bring your sketchbook
Yeah,
along.
not even for Riz, like I was drawing someone at the airport, and she was an elderly lady, and I drew her, and I it was like I showed her the sketch, and her family liked it, took a picture of it, and I was like,
Yeah, it does.
I
It's cool because you can make a lot of people's day just drawing them, and to you, you're just practicing. But um,
yeah,
yeah,
I only had two people in my entire life get mad at me for drawing them in
what?
public. So yeah, it only happened 2 times, and I was. And one time I didn't speak her language at all, so I just didn't know what she was saying. But I know she was mad.
I don't understand that. I guess I kind of because maybe you don't want someone staring at you, but it's like you're in public. I get to. What do you mean? I can write whatever I want. Like I can do whatever I want. There's no, like I'm not. It's not like you're taking a photo of them, but I think they take it as like you took a photo of them.
But it's just like that's good advice actually. It was about the gossip. I was just joking. Oh, okay. No, I know you were. Draw girls in the street. Well, not just girls. You can draw anything you want, like houses, dogs. Uh, if you want to draw girls, then uh,
I can't understand it. It sometimes does get weird. I was watching.
sure.
I ended up drawing someone's walk. Um, but then if you don't think about it, like I was drawing in a little pocket-sized sketchbook, and I was drawing the way they had a very specific walk, and it was like the first time I was like, oh, this is how you get the leg to look foreshortened at a slight angle. So I really wanted to
Hmm.
capture it, but then you're just kind of following someone for a longer period of time because I'm not focusing on where I'm going, I'm just following them. And so I can understand if that person saw me, they'd probably be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Was that the time that the police arrested you? I'm just
No, no, we can't talk about that online. So no,
Oh, that was. I was just kidding.
no. In my day, were you like a delinquent high schooler? Did you get into like trouble?
Oh, oh yeah.
Really?
I got almost expelled from a school once.
Really?
I put a garbage can on the door.
On the door of your class?
Yeah, I was thinking that it would fall over the over the
On
teacher's head.
it, like a yeah,
Yeah, you know when you
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but that didn't work out the way that I thought it
So
would.
they just saw it and it was like Rembert.
No, it fell on her head with a corner and it hurt her a
Oh
lot, and I was just like,
no.
oh shit, that sucked. But see, I was mischievous like that. I never
Yeah.
bullied other students. I
Mm-hmm.
mostly bullied
Yeah, you gotta
bullied
go
teachers.
down with the like the leaders and like the only punch up.
I realized very quickly that nobody bullies you if you bully teachers because you get respect from
Oh
like everyone.
yeah. I kind
So
of did that too. Like there was a teacher that people really didn't like. I didn't bully him. I didn't attack him, but uh
I'm such a bad role model here. I should have.
yeah, actually you should know. Now we're
Yeah.
just sharing.
Now people are gonna. I was such a good role model 10 minutes ago.
Nobody
Uh,
knew all this stuff before. Now you
yeah, it's
tell
true.
people all this stuff. People are getting mad at you in public for drawing them, attacking your
Yeah,
teachers.
like
Well, I'll
gonna
share it. I'll
like
share it.
draw girls in public and stuff.
Yeah, and
No,
at least I'm going down with you. I'm sharing all my. I
okay,
mean, I
okay.
in comparison, I should have told my story first because all I did was change the clock to like be like 20 minutes faster. That's wasn't really even bullying. I was just
Just wanted to get out of there.
yeah, and then the kids liked it, but the teacher didn't. Oh, the teacher was kind of old, and then it didn't feel great because I don't know. It felt like I think it. I don't know. It just didn't feel like a fair fight. Um,
No, but I mean, it's just illogical that they make us sit down for like 7 hours straight.
you
It's
know
like
what?
shit.
I
Child
agree.
doesn't work.
Yep. Yeah. So
Or,
you're.
or not my ADHD.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah. With that, definitely not. Does that help you today? You think, or is it still like?
ADHD.
Yeah, I hear it sometimes. Like, it has some.
Well,
Some.
I got positively tested for Asperger when I was a small child.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
What's that? I don't know very much about it.
Asperger.
Yeah.
Uh, Something with autism or something, I guess.
How is that? Yeah. Without delving too personally, how is that like
Oh no, I
affected?
can talk about it. I don't know actually. Like, I remember as a kid, we did the tests. I was pretty young. I think I was like 13,
Mhm.
and and the school we had to do this medical test, and I was so happy because when I got the test back, oh, I got the highest score. Oh, that's pretty high. It's so good. And
No.
then the class laughed and I was like, that's for Asperger. And I was like, oh.
Oh.
So I did
Yeah, your son
reveal.
scored 99 percentile. You're like, yes. What?
Yeah, I thought like finally something high.
Oh no. That's funny. Oh
I was so
wow.
happy for a split second.
Mm.
So, oh, guess I revealed my power level there.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that helped? I know, like, I mean, I don't know. This is from someone who is not. I hope I don't say something that'll get me canceled. But it's like autism comes with, like, usually some kids get like not super strength. That's a terrible way to say it. But like very, you can be really good at math, or you can be really good at like you have a thing that you're really clocked into. Do you think art was that related or?
Yeah, I can hyper focus on something like
Mm.
extremely hard. I get distracted easily, but when I focus on something, I really,
Oh, that's why
and
that explains
I,
12 hours of wow.
yeah, my Asperger or whatever it is, I don't really know if it's that or it's just my personality.
Mm.
But I can get really obsessed with something, like very, very obsessed with something. My brother, when I was younger, whenever I got obsessed with something, he would always be like, "Oh God, is this your thing now? Oh God!"
Mm.
Like he would already anticipate this. It's like, "Oh God, is this what you're gonna talk about for the next 6 months now?" Oh, like he was embracing himself. So it could have been Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I was
Mm.
pretty, or Warhammer, or then World of Warcraft, or then guitar. Yeah, and then it became guitar players, and then it became artists. Like I was, and then I just get really upset. Like Kim Jung Gi was one of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
you told me this at Lightbox that you, at some point, had all his books, but you had to throw them out because you were so
yeah, I
like,
actually it's funny because I had 3 books that he signed something in me. And he did
oh,
drawings in it for me, and I sold them.
wow.
And I gave some of them to my friends. And when he died, I was like, oh shit, I gave them all away. I don't have any drawings of him anymore. So it's actually funny because there's a Kim Jung Gi book that Kim Jung Gi drew in for Rembert, blah blah blah,
Oh my
and that
God.
I wrote in it for my friend Steven.
Gave it passed
And
down
then he
generations.
gave it back to me, and he
Wow.
wrote
For
under there for Rembert again.
again.
So
Wow.
first it's KUG for Rembert, and then it's like me for Steven, and he's for Rembert again, so he gave it back.
This is going passed down the line. Your
Yeah, it's
grandkids are gonna
actually
pass it
really
back and
funny.
forth.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you have a what's your obsession now? Is it outside of art? What do you get up to outside art?
uh, I'll give you one of them. Hold on. I'm really into an artist called Paja Jovanovic and
Huh?
Muka and
Mm.
Klimt. Those are and Bernie Fuchs. Those are artists that I really, but especially Paja Jovanovic, I really
Mm-hmm.
obsess about. I'm making a really big painting that I've been working on and off for 2 years.
Oh, oh
All
yeah,
the
I've
study,
seen parts of that.
yeah, the ball pen with all the medieval knights.
Yeah.
Uh, and I really want to step away from this Kim Jung Gi thing that everybody knows me for because I'm getting
Mm.
sick of it myself. So I wanted to do something that I really would like to have my art look like more. And
Mm.
everyone that sees that painting that I'm working on, they're like, "Oh, that's Muka," and I'm just like, "Yes, finally something."
Wow. Oh, cool.
So
Okay, so your obsession outside of art is another style of art.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
when
guess
you're,
so.
yeah, you
Or
oh my God.
guitar,
So
yeah.
wait, so you're, okay, I don't think I clock how much you draw because you're doing your full-time job, which is drawing, and then you're still doing
Mhm.
like the extra drawing from imagination, Kim Jung Gi style, and then your sketchbooks, and then you're working as your like free time hobby is like painting, but
No, right
still.
now I'm just freelancing out. So this is freelance outside of my full-time job.
Holy. So do
It's
you?
a bit. Last year I had a car accident actually.
Oh
Um,
really?
like I bought a new car, and I crashed it after a week because I was so tired.
Oh
Because
no.
I used to work for Blur, so I hope my employer isn't listening to this. Probably not. So when there were days that I went to bed at 8 in the evening and I woke up at 3 in the morning, then I would work until 9 in the morning. My commute to work is an hour, so I would drive from 9 to 10 a.m. to Irvine. And then I would work there. During the lunch break, I would take a call from Blur. And then I would come home in the evening. And at 7 in the evening, I come home and I would draw till 2 in the morning.
Oh
So
my God.
it was crazy. And I did that for many months because the jobs were just so cool. I couldn't say no, and
Wow.
I was very excited about it. But I don't know if the car crash happened because of that for sure.
Hmm.
But I did crash it for some reason, and I've never crashed a car before in my life.
Wow.
But so
Was it a bad? Like,
I know the airbags went off. Sure.
but you
It's
were
kind of
okay?
dumb.
Like, you didn't have...
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
was fine. My car was just completely destroyed.
Oh, wow.
Someone was looking out for me there.
Yeah. Wow, but yeah, you probably
I remembered having that car crash, and the thing that I worried about after was, oh fuck, I'm gonna be late for the meeting for my freelance.
Wow.
So the car got towed, and then the guy at the thing is like, is some insurance stuff, and I was like, okay. It's like, hey, can you guys bring me home? I need to jump on a call at
Yeah, I gotta get
12.
home quick. Yeah.
And
Wow.
then I, but actually I got lucky because the insurance gave me more. So the car I bought it, like I said, I only had the car for a week. I crashed it,
Oh
and
no.
then the insurance gave me more money back than I paid for it.
No
So
way. Because I
yeah,
guess
so
they're like they did not plan that you were gonna crash, so they probably gave like a probably a good rate, something like that.
yeah, because I didn't pay it in installments. I just outright buy it. I never like buying
Oh.
things in installments. I just like to own things directly.
Hmm.
That's my European mindset there.
It's probably
Like,
good. I watched a documentary about how these like zero interest payments are ruining the financial futures of like half of America.
yeah. Well, I'm European. I only paid 3,000 euros for my entire education. So
That's crazy.
no student debts. My students at Art Center always loved hearing that, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure they loved like, ah, yay, 40 grand a year. Hooray.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
My life sounds so busy. Yeah, that's why Christian is constantly telling me, I bought this and I mean, I bought this, but he ordered it. It's like this entire setup for streaming, and I don't do it.
Hmm.
And it's I also asked my roommate to leave the house because I was like, oh, I'm gonna use that room for streaming, but I still haven't streamed
He's watching like...
a single time. Yeah, sorry, Steven.
Hmm. Is it just...
Actually, I imagine anyone's competition would get wild like Bernie Fuchs if you have to paint around a paragraph in a magazine. Oh, sure. Yeah. John Doe. It's like, this is a guy from Seven.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Is that you?
I hope it's not the guy from Seven, that's for sure.
How do they announce Super Ani people? Well, I bet they do it like Super Smash Bros. What?
You know when the Super Smash characters reveal and it's like a question mark and it's like... That was a bad explanation.
I don't know. I don't think they accept people anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not the Super Ani artist. I'm not.
Is it something you can like apply for, or is it something
No, they just,
they just approach
yeah,
you and just...
I
Oh,
guess
cool.
so.
But it
But
doesn't really entail anything. It's just like
no, it just does nothing.
it's just
Yeah.
I
Just your
guess
name is on their website. Yeah.
cool.
But Ben Eblin and I were thinking about why don't we start our own uh, art
Collective.
movement, like collective like that,
Cool.
and it's just something we've been thinking of doing. It's like uh, I think we wanted to call it No Relation
Ooh,
or something.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
What's the idea behind the name?
no idea.
Just...
Actually, there is a reason, but I'm not gonna reveal how we came
Oh,
up with that.
okay. Yeah, I don't want
I
to
will tell
spill the
you.
brand
Tell you.
playbook yet. You guys, that's cool. Ben's,
Ben came up with.
it astounds me how hard it seems like you guys work. I don't know, I added it seems like you guys work hard, but I'm saying the perception is I
Ben
already assumed you worked
Ben
hard,
works.
and the more I
Ben
hear it,
works.
yeah, I think that everyone will be like, no, no, that guy works hard. You don't know how, like, but it's not you clearly like explaining your routine. It's like you're drawing
Oh,
almost
I don't do that
constantly.
anymore. There's a reason why I told you at the start of this conversation why I haven't drawn that much the last 2 months because
Mm.
I did like 9 months of 10 months of that.
Just straight drawing. Wow.
It's just, yeah, it was crazy.
But yeah,
What I'm
Ben,
drawing now.
yeah, he seems he's making some cool. I like how much he's making supporting just independent art education. That seems really cool. And still being able to stream regularly and make art and all that stuff. But yeah,
It's permanently online now. Yeah, I chat with Ben. Ben and I, we talk a lot
yeah. How'd you guys meet?
through Christian.
Christian's like glue. He seems to
Yeah, he
connect
is.
everyone.
I met Christian in 2019.
Really?
Yeah, but he invited me for lunch, but I had to say no to him. I because I was helping a lady who had cancer,
Oh wow. Yeah,
and
that's a fair reason.
she passed away,
Oh.
unfortunately. But yeah, the first time Christian asked me to meet him, like I said no for that reason. So probably Christian and I could have been friends much earlier, but like I didn't want to be rude. I actually literally I didn't tell him it's the lady has cancer. Like I have a friend that's very sick and I need to go help her. It's like
Did you get to? When was the next time you got to see him though?
can't quite remember actually. I think the next time I saw him was much later when Scott Flanders, who I worked with at the time at Riot, introduced me to Stan.
Is Scott Flanders the creature designer?
Yes,
Wow.
I worked with him
Man.
at Riot. That's right.
The industry does really seem small when you,
Oh yeah,
yeah, because like I'm not even in concept art as a field, but you just hear these names and it seems like they're everywhere. Like the same artists work on the same small pool of artists work on a lot of the big projects.
it is a really small world. It's actually very scary how everybody knows everybody. So I did some advice like always be kind, always be friendly, always be always ask the question, how can I help? You know, like don't just think like what can he do for me? It's like how can I help? Like not just in the industry, just in life in general. It's better to ask the question, how can I help? Because through helping others, then you'll find happiness yourself as well.
Yeah.
Just be kind. And like you have to be talented, sure. But what is more important is are you a cool person to work with?
Yeah.
Are you chill? Are you like yeah? And because the industry is so small and people will talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, that's a great, yeah, I love working with that person, so and so. Let's get that person on board. Yeah, I'll recommend that person. He's super cool. Like talented, of course, but there's a lot of talented people out there. But there's also a lot of talented assholes out there. Trust me.
Yeah.
So just try to be like. I also never look at networking as networking. I think networking is is an appalling word. I can't stand it. I just go to an event and I'm just myself. I don't care what people think of me because I'm gonna be myself. That doesn't mean I'm an asshole. That just means that I'm relaxed because I don't need to like pretend to be someone else.
Yeah, and
Like
it's better to be yourself and not get hired than for them to hire someone they thought they were talking to just to find
same
out
in a
it's not
relationship, right?
you.
On a first date, you don't pretend like you're someone else. It's just cringe.
Yeah.
Like if you end up in a relationship with that person, then like you are gonna be you eventually, and then you're gonna she's or you are gonna feel duped because it's like, oh, that's why did you act like that to me?
Yeah.
Why did you say you were like this? It's the same in any relationship. You gotta be yourself.
Absolutely. And I mean, the tough thing, as someone who, like, my formative years are happening right now, and just a few years ago, I had a lot of social anxiety, and I absolutely agree with you, but I also empathize with people aren't themselves because they don't think themselves is good enough. This goes back to the style thing we're talking about, where it's like, you have the style already, you just don't like it, and it's interesting how much how much things can fall apart if you don't believe in yourself or like your style in the first place. Because it's like if you're an artist trying to get a job and you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? If you're trying to go on a date and you don't like yourself, they're not going to like you either. So,
It's very true.
yeah, it's. But then I guess the flip side of someone who's like, you can be an asshole if you. I think liking yourself is good, but if you like yourself too much, you're arrogant and you're like.
This reminds me of when I was studying in Paris at Gobelin, my roommate. I always showed him an artist that I liked or something, and he would always say, "It's good, but not good enough." And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I actually, he was another very instrumental in me getting better, or whatever that means. He would introduce me to so many artists that I'm like, oh my God, that's another level.
Wow. Oh, so was he saying it like in an arrogant way, or was he right in that he was just very aware of?
Oh yeah, after that I knew his taste and what he showed me, I was like, okay, yeah, this is much better.
He just knows game. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Since, I mean, the lesson you've been dropping some gems, man. These are crazy. These are, I see why you were. Did you want to be a teacher, or did they just offer you a teaching job?
Where? At Art Center?
Yeah.
Marshall recommended me, and then they called me, and then I was like, oh, why not? But I stopped teaching there because I just don't have time. I have so much freelance, and when I do teach, I rather do it through courses
Yeah.
and through Proco, because then I can be at home and wake up and just teach through. Because else I have to drive an hour to Art Center.
Yeah.
I have to book the live drawing models. I have to grade people. It's a commitment. The classes are 5 hours long at Art Center, and
Wow.
while with the Proco ones, I can also just give more personalized feedback, because in class there's a model and then there's lunch breaks, and I just prefer teaching from home, because I don't have to. First of all, Art Center drive is really horrible. Like because I don't live near Art Center. I live in Santa Monica, and Art Center is all the way in Pasadena. That's like an hour drive. So I lose 2 hours a day driving there.
Jeez. Yeah.
So I rather teach
Yeah.
from here. And then the good thing is, like, if I teach through Proco, then immediately when the class ends,
Yeah.
I
you're
can
on
just
to-
start working. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can work on freelance or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. Well,
Or go to the gym instantly, like it's another good thing. Like, take care of your health, because in my 20s I never went to the gym. I paid a price for that in my early 30s. That's why I go so much to the gym right now.
Oh shoot! I've been off the. I had a stint last month where I was going all the time. I should take heed to that. Definitely.
Yeah,
take
it's
heed to it.
it's very easy to not take care of yourself.
I think at
I
20, you think
I
you're
did it.
invincible.
It's just your body if you don't move, your body starts hurting. And let me tell you, it's much better that your body hurts from moving than from not moving.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so that's
It's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
hurt.
You're
It's
giving.
gonna hurt anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. My point with the question of art school is like, yeah, you speak in like proverbs sometimes. You drop some crazy gems. These are great lessons. It's been super helpful for me so far. Something you mentioned wanting to just going into things with thinking, how can you help? I think that's been one of the biggest lessons I learned, and it's a mentality shift. I think I talked to in my upbringing, people go like, when you talk about art, they go, never do anything for free. And I understand you don't want to get like taken advantage of by doing an entire project for free or something like that. But there's also room for being generous, maybe not with your art, but the idea of not doing something for free
Sometimes,
is always
yes.
think about, I want something in return for what I'm going to do for you. But sometimes you just gotta, be the first person to give.
Yeah, I just think so. I've been called naive in various forms, sometimes nicer, sometimes not nice.
Mm.
But I rather be a little bit more naive and believe in the friendliness of people than to become bitter.
Mm.
There's a lot of bitter people in the world, and I don't want to be a bitter person. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. It did screw me over, sure, then I'm not going to be naive anymore. But initially, I give everyone an equal chance,
Mm-hmm.
and if I get burned, then yeah, then I'm not gonna have anything to do with you anymore. You know, like
Yeah.
not you specifically. It's just
So sorry. No, I absolutely agree. I feel like recent. I mean, I'm saying this personally. I totally relate to that because I think in large, the fact that I'm able to be talking to you right now and as a student be able to, luckily with technology and just how lucky I've gotten with YouTube being able to do this and learn at my pace and draw has been in large part because I thought a lot about trying to be generous early on, or still, and I just resonate with that because, like, I made that book, and I made it partly because I had imposter syndrome and didn't want to like make anything paid at the stage I'm at, but also figuring that if you just make a thing that you're trying to make genuinely good and you just give it, somehow the karma will like bounce back somehow. I believe in like people are consistent. It's not like people forget if you do something good for them. And like you
they will
mentioned,
not.
right, with your
No.
friend David, it's like you paid him more when you had the opportunity to, when you got a job at Riot. It's not like you went, hey, thanks for the job at Riot. Got my use out of you. Goodbye. Like people
No,
double
but he
down.
taught me for free for first. He just asked me, "Hey, do you want to learn anatomy?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then he went over every single bone and every single thing. I I wish I remembered all of them because I have to come back and study them when I, but it's something that you gotta keep going back to, like the gym, you know. But uh, yeah, no, I owe. There are a couple of people that I owe my career to, and he's certainly one of them.
Yeah, and yeah, he just decided to help you and
Yeah, for no
not
reason. He was
charge.
just like, "You want to learn? You want to learn anatomy?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay."
and you in return, when you had the opportunity to pay him, paid him. Like, I think,
I paid him more. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I can pay you more now because I got a job."
yeah, I think it. I do believe you might be right more often as a cynic, but you're probably going to have better success as an optimist because you have
Mm,
like you can have as a cynic, you're going to get more people angry at you probably, or you're going to be right but not take risks. But as an optimist, you're going to make more people happy, and if you have 3 people in your life who want you to win, you're probably going to win more often, I think, because yeah, if you get a like the fact that like Marshall gave you a recommendation, that if he didn't like you or if you rubbed him the wrong way or if you were a different personality who might have been more negative, he never recommends you because he's like, yeah, just no problem with Rembert. It's just not the right vibe. So I don't know. I love
yeah,
that
it's too
you're,
intense,
yeah,
scary.
I love that. Yeah, I love that you're saying that because, I mean, it's a good, even if it's wrong, it's better to be positive. Like, let's say it's not true and you're more likely to be successful as a cynic. I don't think we want to live in a world where people learn to be cynical because it's easier to be successful that way.
I mean, that's one of my favorite quotes. It's a drummer who said that. He said it's probably wrong, but it felt great to me. So
Oh, cool.
I love that one.
Is this System of a Down?
No, it was on Drumeo. It was Dennis
Mm.
Chambers
Mm.
who said that. I really like that quote.
Mm.
'Cause that's exactly how I think about art as well. It's like it doesn't have to be right,
You
as
just have
long
to
as it
like it.
feels great to you. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what separates. I think that belief is why some people keep doing it and others don't. It's like if you're always striving for the right technique or judging it against right or wrong, the truth is 90 like percent of the time you draw, you're going to be doing wrong. If you're going to try anything new, if you're going to experiment, if you're going to play, it's going to probably be wrong. So if you can't enjoy the wrong, you're never going to get like, you're just not going to keep drawing.
Yeah, and you build your mistakes become your style as well. So
Mm.
it's like if you draw something, say you draw next too long for some reason. That's what Mondigliani did. He draw next too long. But now when you see a painting and the person has a long neck, then you're like, oh, that's Mondigliani.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah,
just
it could just be.
it became his thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you discover your own style by making mistakes as well? So
Mm-hmm.
not only you take things from people that you like, but you also take things from your mistakes also become your style. So it's good to make mistakes. That's why it's important to not use an eraser and permanent media, because then you're going to make more mistakes, so you can learn quicker.
Mm.
Like my teacher, David, he said you can draw with a pencil, but just don't erase.
Mm.
It's important that when you draw with a pencil, you don't erase. You should never erase.
That's good to hear from you because I heard that from Peter Hahn and I believe that, but I heard I don't know. I think people that still sounds controversial to some people who maybe are approach it from like a fine art perspective or long form drawings where you go back and forth for. Do you think that is a catch-all rule that everyone should live by, or is that more?
Yeah, don't erase. Don't erase.
Oh, wow.
You should approach drawing like a conversation. If I tell you a grievous thing right now,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be offended, and I can't take it back. I can try
Mm.
to correct it, but you should approach drawing like a conversation.
Work with what's already been put down.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, more ball. That's crazy. That's a great analogy.
It's like you can't take it back, so you need to like
Just figure out how to make the best of it.
yes, imagine that I could erase what I'm saying. That would like I think if you erase what you're saying, is you'll never be able to function normally as a in a conversation because you would constantly be backtracking yourself. Oh, maybe I said the wrong thing, or maybe let me take that back. Imagine that you could do that in a conversation. You could just take things back.
Yeah, I guess practicing the art of letting go is like probably like an antidote to
Mhm.
overthinking. It's like if you're someone who's overthinking all the time, try something where you can't take it back. That actually makes me think. I recorded a video today, and every time I've been struggling to like record videos because I, if it's an 8 minute video, I probably recorded 45 minutes, and I repeated every single sentence until it was perfect. And I think that's a good way to train yourself into like neurosis and just
At the same time, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't prepare for your art and stuff like that,
mm,
right? So what I do is when I want to figure out a figure, when I want to like really, then I take another piece of paper and I with permanent media I keep drawing it until I got the desired figure I want. And when I
mm,
got the one that I want, then I'll just draw it again on the big drawing.
mm, just work it out in
Yes,
different places. Yeah.
separately. Yes, exactly.
Mm. It's interesting how much I see a lot of overlap between drawing from imagination and jazz and improv, but also life, because I think those things all operate under the same
Yes.
rule,
Whenever
which
you
is you
have
can't
a
repeat it.
question about art and style and motivation, it's very easy to just think about this in the context of what I just said about your personality
Mm,
or a conversation. Like usually you can find the answer there to just draw an analogy with something else that is
mm,
very common. Like when you say, I'm not motivated to draw, oh, I don't have inspiration. It's like, well, say for instance you don't have inspiration to draw, sure. What about you wake up in the morning and or in the evening and you get home from school and your mom asks you or your loved one, how was your day? Are you gonna say I don't have inspiration to talk about
yeah.
my day? And it's
Wow.
like, no, I went to school today and or I went to work and my colleague said a joke. Well, there's already inspiration. You can make a drawing out of that.
Mm, yeah.
Like it's not as hard as you think. Like, how was your day? Like what I don't know what to draw. And you can just imagine someone asking you how was your
Hmm.
day, and it's like you can just draw that. You can draw your
Hmm.
day. I don't like how my day was. I don't like it. So what do you like then? what do you wish your day was like?
Yeah.
I wish I was an astronaut and who could fight ninjas or something. And you draw that. I don't know. Like just
Hmm. Yeah, what
like
I find is they're always, it's not that they don't know what to draw, it's that they don't have anything they could draw that they would be happy about. And it's because their standards are like high. They don't want to make mistakes. And so they've already prejudged
but then they'll
everything.
never
Yeah, and they'll
if
never
you
improve.
if you it's like, oh, I don't want to go outside because I don't
Yeah.
want to make mistakes. I'll stay inside my fucking house and it's like, oh, I never. If you're afraid to make mistakes, then why are you alive
Yeah.
then?
And
What's
you're
the
right,
fucking
it leads back
point?
into like life rather than just the art again. It's like
Exactly. Like
if you're unwilling to
it's
try.
yeah, yeah. Like what? I'm not gonna ask that person out because I'm afraid of rejection. It's like, well, then you're never gonna whatever.
Well, I think this is where um, it. I've talked to a few artists, and they all seem to share. I think if you're going to be an artist, the reason you got into a career where you draw is maybe partly because you live more like an artist, which is someone more willing to be on the fringe, try riskier things, make mistakes and find out. It's like I feel like Proco has that tendency. Proco always liked like entering business and being an artist has similarities where it's like you don't know what's going to bring food to the table tomorrow generally until you get to like a high enough level of security. But the entire art field of an artist is I'm going to try this, I'm going to make a mistake, I'm going to take a big risk on myself and see what happens. And so I think that shows in your art where like if you're really meant to be an artist, maybe you don't have that problem of or maybe not. Maybe perfectionism is just a thing that has to be solved on its own. Anyone can be an artist. Maybe.
No, I know. There's a not to name drop, but there was an interview that Rick Beato did with Sting, and he said something that really like resonated with me, and he basically said like, oh, why did you break up the Police? Why did you do that? It was like a popular band in the 70s, 80s. And he said, you got to take risks in your life. And if you're, he said, if you're not taking risks, you're not being creative. Like you're not doing it. And I was like, God damn it. You should always take risks because if you're not taking risks, you're not being creative because you're just doing what is comfortable. So and you can now transpose that to everything in life. Like, should I go to that convention? Should I go to travel? Should I go here? Should I go to the stranger's house? Should I meet this person? It's like the answer is most likely always yes, because like whatever happens, fail or like it's better to take a risk.
Yeah.
You know?
And it absolutely, and this ties back into why you should probably be an optimist or why you should probably be nice to everyone. Because if you were going to take risks, do you want to exist in a world where everyone's mean or where everyone is nice and wants to help you?
Exactly.
I'd rather live in that world. So
well, use your head as well. You know, if
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Don't be naive. Don't follow that guy in the truck at night.
Yeah, don't yeah.
Yeah.
Like use your. I mean, we all have some sort of brain cells, but
Yeah.
but overall, I think most people are inherently good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Rembert just lies on the edge of all. Yeah, that's actually
Apparently. Well, Rembert, this has been a lot of fun. It's
Okay.
4:30. It's 4:30 in the morning, and I leave.
Oh
I
shit!
go to New York tomorrow.
Oh shit! It's
And I have a
1:20
flight.
here. I have to work tomorrow
Holy
too.
crap!
Yeah, we should end this.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for joining the live stream. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to. I've never had a chance to have a long conversation with you, and this was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. Learned a lot about your
Likewise.
mischievous childhood too. So this is interesting.
That's the first one I actually never shared. That's
Yeah, that's super
Anyway.
cool. I'm glad I got to hear these stories. That was a lot of fun. Really cool, really inspiring. Thank you for
yeah.
being here.
I'll hop off and I'll let you hop off the screen.
I'll
Let's talk
wrap
some
up
other
now.
time.
All right. Well,
Yo.
thank you, Rembert. Thank you so much. Everybody say
Thank you.
bye. I'm hopping off too, guys. Bye, Rembert. I'll say hi by you here on Discord. See ya. Guys, what a stream. This was pretty epic, wasn't it? That was pretty cool. Sorry I didn't respond to you guys. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Sorry I didn't respond to you guys. Steven, sorry I didn't respond way up when you messaged CSGO. CSGO addiction was real, but that is why I did some first person. I like first person stuff. But if I really studied from CSGO, maybe I'd drop guns better. Let's see. I think I gotta go to bed, guys. I'm cooked. It's 4:30. I got a meeting tomorrow. Luckily, it's only at 12. Anyway, that was super cool. That was super cool. Here's to many more conversations. And we got to do some practice. Yeah, we're getting there. We're learning. We're learning every day. It's surreal to be able to talk to amazing artists who can draw this stuff in their sleep. That's always cool. I think weirdly when you see an artist who can draw at this level and you talk to them, it becomes real that their skill is just they're making different choices than you. And it's like, huh, if they can do it, I can do it. They're just making choices. So hopefully I get to pick Rembert's brain a bit more. And yeah, hopefully you guys keep tuning in. I'm glad. Wow, my brow ridge really looked like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I gotta go to sleep for real. So cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everything, guys. I can't believe this is my life. Life's good. Life's good. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm reading comments. Nice. I don't know how to leave this stream. I will talk to you guys soon. See ya. Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rembert.